by Zen.
This podcast
Chuck
is fun.
a fucking vape in your lip. It's pretty cool. If you want to be gayer than people who dip salt.
Dip socially
Nicotine salt.
socially acceptable dipping, I guess now, right?
Stu got me into them like a month ago, and like I thought they were super dope.
6 mils.
Now this is a stronger one. Now I barely do it. Like I'm doing it like once a day. I might have 2 in there, hopefully. If not,
I don't need one. I just want to smell it. Cause like I got a promotional one or whatever when I was in where the fuck was I? I was down south somewhere.
Freeze in with your cup of coffee.
Yeah, it was like you spend like $15 on gas, you get like a coupon for like. Yeah, it's
They're
like
not bad. They burn your lip. Now they don't do anything to my lip because I guess I got used to it. I got a fucking.
You got calluses in your mouth.
Yeah, it's gay. It doesn't do anything for me, and I'm still like twice a day. I'm like, I'll chuck one of these in.
This will do me some good, you know.
Yeah, doesn't do nothing. Fucks in,
dude. I mean,
I'm
like,
gonna fucking switch over to Skull. Fucking start packing fucking.
I listened to
horseshoes on both lips.
I listened to the ep where I was talking about like we've like retread so many topics on this shit.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I know, right?
I cannot even imagine
all the fucking smoking we do, like, but yeah, like
just the autism alone.
Yeah. The frequent uploading.
I'm telling you, dude. Bill Clinton.
No, it was like I've told the story about like opening Brookside like 4 times now. But yeah, like I listened to the ep where I was talking about like all the chewing tobacco, and I never get to the funniest part of that. It's like I had like seriously like 9 rolls of Skull that were all expired.
Like logs or just 9 cans?
No, like
9
rolls.
logs.
Yeah, like I'm talking like I had like 89 like dip cans, and I didn't dip, so I would just be like cruising around and be like, I wonder what this is like, and just throw one in and get a headache and then spit it out immediately.
Was it long cut or was it pouches?
Some of it was like I guess long cut, because long
like
cut,
the one that looks like dirt.
Yeah,
that's long cut.
Yeah, it's not like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like it was like do that and yeah,
kind of fucking pack my sins,
dude. It's so fucking stupid.
It hurts your finger. It's fucking gay.
It's such white trash.
People back in high school, remember like the wrestlers and like even some of the hockey bros,
all
like
the lacrosse kids,
loved it.
Baseball kids
loved
too.
it. Yeah, just all the bros loved dip. And
did you ever catch?
I gave it a try a bunch. What'd you say?
Did you ever catch a teacher dipping?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll carry on.
Miss Martin packing a fucking chaw.
No, I mean just I got a little tangent on that, but continue.
No, I think in middle school we saw one of the teachers like ripping a dart outside or something.
The math teacher.
I forget.
That really skinny bitch that went to China.
I don't fucking know. These Chinese dogs look like hookers.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone loved dip, and like I tried it a bunch of times. I was smoking cigarettes and Black and Milds and stuff like when I was like 15. But I don't know. When pouches came around when I was like 17, I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I prefer these. It's like less fuss or whatever. Like,
yeah, it's like not
the
a
loose
mess.
dip in your fucking lip, and then like little bits are getting away, and you're swallowing it, and then like the one time, me, Smallwood, and Coos, we were walking the bike path in Linwood. We were at a buddy's house over there, and like it was like this. We were all like, I was 14 or 15. They were like 15, 16. And then like our senior buddy, this kid Cardi, he's like, take a walk, pack yourself a fat lip, or tell me how you feel. So like we all did it. We all just had like horrible dry mouth, and we were like unintentionally swallowing it. I think Smallwood like dry heaved. I like threw up a bunch on the side of the bike path. Like all of us were like, that was horrible. Like, why do you do this? Like, and we all were cigarette smokers. So it was like, I don't see the appeal in like packing my lip full of mud and then just like spitting into a water bottle.
Yeah, trying not to get sick. That's like,
trying not to swallow something.
Basically,
and when someone's saying you can't swallow, like your automatic instincts are just like just fucking, and then it just burns. But these are convenient. Like you can swallow. Like I don't spit at all. Stu would be like, for the nostalgia, he would still be spitting into a water bottle, and I'm like, you don't need to. Like you can just swallow it.
You can feed them to your dog.
Didn't know this is the way this would go. Talking about fucking packing lippers.
It's funny because like I said, I had like I could tell 2 things too. Jay, shout out Jay, who's got he's going to be a
famous comedian.
Yeah, he's gonna be
fan of the show.
Where is he? He's gonna be somewhere in North. No, yeah, he's gonna be
going
somewhere.
Bananas.
He's gonna be Uncle
Funny Bone.
Uncle Vinny point present.
I'm gonna be at the Maryland Funny Bone.
Yeah,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
He's doing an open mic tonight. Somewhere up north. Neptune, I think, New Jersey. But Jay the other day, for whatever reason, just came home and was like, I want to watch a movie, and he just put on The Sandlot for some reason.
Gotta love it.
And, I was not expecting him to put that on, and I love that movie. And he's like, you like this movie? I was like, I love this movie. And he's like, I haven't seen it in a while. I forgot how much I enjoyed it.
It hits every time.
Dude, we get to the part with the fucking spinning ride, and they're all chewing tobacco, and me and him are howling, dude. Like, we're howling like it's the first time we've seen it. Me and him haven't shared a laugh like that in years. Like, it was
usually just you ranting about like drones or something.
Yeah, he got all my case about it. It was nice. It was nice catharsis. It was a real roller coaster ride this week, because I saw that thing about the like the first person view goggles that you have for drones, like people that like race drones and shit. Yeah, they're using those to like track people down in Ukraine, like Russian soldiers. And the drones apparently don't even need the user to be steering it with their headset anymore. The headset just is there to make sure it hits its target. Basically, they're using AI technology to track the targets. And according to this Russian, general or whatever, he's like, yeah, the more the target's in motion, the better the drone works. So that means that like this drone is
dude. It knows you're running, dude.
It's like this drone knows how to fucking sniff you out. And I'm like, and I got on Jay. I was like, I don't want to live anywhere near this shit. I'm getting rid of my cell phone. He's like, shut up, calm down. I'm like, but they work better when you're moving. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like,
go fucking live in the house like Better Call Saul's brother with just like tinfoil over everything. Like, remember that shit?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's something.
It's tough not to get wrapped up in all that stuff, like whether it be just mass shootings or anything. And it's just like I'm not gonna live in fear. Like if I'm at a fucking Dave Matthews Band concert and someone starts fucking spraying me, I deserve it for being there.
I was gonna say everybody there deserves.
I was gonna say Mac Miller, but like he's already been shot by a fentanyl bullet. So like,
well, you know that like one of the like craft bigger name craft beers like Trogs or Trogg or something like that brewing.
I used to drink Cape May IPA and the other one.
Those are like
that one in Pennsylvania? It's like
Dogfish Head or something.
I had those too.
I think they're in North Carolina, but
like Magic Hat or something.
Magic Hat, yeah, that is. So like up that like more of Magic Hat, like something like that. They sponsored NoFX, like a beer that they did in conjunction with an album they put out. And right after that Vegas shooting happened, NoFX was on stage, and Fat Mike's like, "Yeah, but it was like country music fans, so nobody cares."
Take it easy.
They dropped.
I'm a man who listens to country quite regularly now.
Yeah, well, that's just it. They dropped him like so fucking fast. It's like he lost the fucking deal like immediately. And I'm like, this is Fat Mike. Him and Melvin are Jews, and they're on stage, and part of their act is that they do Holocaust jokes back and forth, and then it's like, hey, that's not funny, my grandfather fell out of a guard tower at Auschwitz and died, bum, 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 da, 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 da. And then like they'll just pass it back and forth for like 10 minutes. It's so like, what would you think was gonna happen? Like
especially the target market of
punks
of like beer is rednecks. Like,
well, yeah,
I know a lot of rednecks are like, I only drink Budweiser, I don't drink that fancy IPA bullshit.
Dude, Pride night at the Flyers game was very Bud Light heavy.
On Instagram from the different posts from that have been great. I just keep commenting, that's gay, dude.
Have you how'd you like me say that they lynched Gritty? That's so fucking funny.
That is like the most obvious one that a chick would get offended by. Like, if I said that, Tina would be like so fucking
what
pissy.
What the fuck is wrong with you? There were so many people that were not Flyers fans there that were in Flyers garb that had no idea. I mean, it was fun. I had a great time. Flyers won a shootout, which I've never seen in person before.
Really?
I've never seen a shootout like where they won. Like they've been in shootouts but never won.
Get dunked on.
Yeah, just
remember they used to be terrible in shootouts.
Dude, fucking Hart letting like 4 up.
Not before Hart. Like I'm talking like
Esh?
Boucher, yeah.
No, Boucher. They were talking about Steve Mason. That was like literally like.
Forgot about the Steve Mason era.
I fucking literally over here while I'm waiting for a bat like to take a piss. I hear like these two gay guys going like, "Yeah, Steve Mason was pretty good. He would only let in like 3 or 4 goals a game." And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ! What planet are you? There was also a like
from the old school.
There was I did have a cool moment though, and this was like actually wholesome. There was this black guy.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like this fucking faggot rainbows taking over hockey. Give me a fucking break. It is absolutely fucking ridiculous that they're having Pride Night at a fucking NHL hockey game. If you're gay, fuck you. You're gay, dude. That's it. We don't need this faggot bullshit in fucking hockey and sports and fucking pink shit in football for titty cancer. My grandma just died of breast cancer. I don't think football players should be wearing pink shit. It's an old Bill Burr thing.
It's
where
Doug like, Stanhope's joke.
It's like I'm watching sports to tune out all of this bullshit, and now you got the players with rainbow jerseys, rainbow tape, the mascot getting lynched by a rainbow fucking flag. Like I don't like it. I don't like it. I turn into a fucking geezer with this shit, and I'm just like, get this fucking gay shit out of here. Like, I don't like it. I don't. If there's a time when there's rainbow numbers on NASCARs, dude, I'm not watching that race. Like, it's just, I'm boycotting. I'm turning into my grandparents. I'm boycotting. I'm not doing it. Like,
well, okay.
That's fucking gay. It's gay that you went to the gay game. You're part gay now.
I am part gay.
Did you get bit by a fucking faggot? Like,
no. I got bit by the dick shark.
I don't like it.
I got bit by the dick shark.
It bothers me.
That's the dick. That's the real dick shark.
I understand that I'm on the wrong side of history, but like it bothers me more than it should. I'm just like, get this fucking gay shit out of here. Stop shoving it down my throat. I have gay relatives. Like, I have no problems with gay people, but it's just like, I'm at a fucking hockey game. I don't need to hear about fucking trannies and fucking faggots, dude. I don't care. Like, go be a fucking freak tranny somewhere else. I don't need you at the fucking hockey game. You don't like hockey. You're just here because you got a free rainbow fucking beer. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, it is such a pandering fucking marketing tactic. The Flyers are fucking sellouts for doing it, and the people who support it are fucking clowns, dude. Fuck that. Play hockey and shut the fuck up. I don't need to hear about fucking gay people and gay rights. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm from an era where we said faggot, and if you were gay, you were a fucking clown. You take it in the ass, you're a fucking faggot. Fuck you.
Now he's on Dave Smith's bit.
Fuck that, dude. It makes me so angry. I don't know why. When you were showing him like
because that's exactly
and it's not just rainbow now.
Because that's exactly
now there's a trans arrow in the flag. What are we fucking doing?
That's exactly what they want you to do, dude. Like,
what are we doing?
That's what it's exactly the reaction that they want. And
they want gay people to come be hockey fans.
No, they want people to get mad about it because it's more exactly because it's like it's a very cheap way to get people agitated and that's it.
It's like, so gay. It is the gayest shit ever, dude.
Well, I mean, on the nose, yes, but like it's
on the fucking butthole, dude. It's fucking gay.
It's like so. It's a cheap marketing tactic. It's like back in the 70s, they'd have free. Not like so. Do you remember there was that classic O&A bit where they were playing the 10-cent beer night? Do you remember that? It's like the ESPN. It wasn't a 30 for 30, but it was like this. One of the fucking owners of one of the Chicago teams. It was either the White Sox or the
down in like the second quarter or something. Like
that. Yeah, exactly. It was like the 6th inning, but I don't even think they made it to the 7th inning stretch. Like the people bum rushed the beer because like it was literally 10-cent beer night, and they were like filling up any cup that people brought them, and then like the girl
show up with like a fucking 5-gallon gas.
Dude, people were wasted like before the game even started, and they oversold it. Yeah, like so they would do gimmicks like that. There was disco night where they like blew up a bunch of disco.
Whatever happened to dollar dog night? I don't need dollar fucking dongle night. Fucking dollar butt sex.
That's just it. It's a promotion, and then I'm like, God damn it! Like like you have to bring identity politics into it. Like that's just it. It's meant to be reactionary because whether you like it,
Black Lives Matter hockey night, and like. There's just 10 Wayne Simmons
on
the bench.
Just get kicked in the face when you walk in. By
fucking Jew Pride Night. Just light up the fucking rink with menorahs and shit. Like,
easy.
It's just, where do you draw the line?
There's no line to be drawn.
I know I'm a cis-het, straight fucking white male.
There's no line to be drawn. You're having the exact reaction that they want you to have. People
are getting all the special treatment. Like
they're not. They're just getting PR. That's all it is. Like
where's the BLM night?
Who cares, dude?
No, as a black man, I identify as a black man. I'm transracial.
You should go.
I want a Black Lives Matter hockey night.
You know what? You need to go to the Flyers.
The black pucks white in honor for us to smack around the white man. It's just so ridiculous, dude.
You should petition the Flyers to have a BLM. and you come down.
It's a bunch of fucking... Oh, dude. bunch of Philly fucking dissa jobs hanging out the rink.
Dude, like the reason you're
$1 Old English 40s.
You're getting
BLM night.
You're getting agitated about the exact shit that they want you to, and it's like if you just tune it.
I think that's their.
No, that's their. That's clearly their.
The Flyers aren't this like Illuminati.
It's
like
not
we're gonna
the
cause.
Flyers. It's not the Flyers. It's marketing, dude. It's marketing. It's not that the Flyers are like. Some fucking like, oh, we got an agenda, like they're the Masons or something.
Conquer. Like
no, it's not. No. It's the NHL as a whole, which is a Canadian-run company. It's based in Toronto. Toronto is like the most progressive fucking city on the face of the earth. So they have to make the NHL teams. It's not like Philly invented Pride Night. It's like, no, all the NHL teams have to do this because there's some standards and practices thing that they mandated because Toronto is. They have like some equality thing that they're harping on. It's not the Flyers. The reason that they're doing it is because they know it'll trickle down here and get people like you mad, where you're like, I just want to watch fucking hockey. But like they're on a different wavelength of like progressivism, especially in Toronto, where like the hub of it is. Like, so I'm not saying.
I'll take it from another angle, like the gays.
From
behind.
Shut up for behind.
This is shitting on the other side of the fence. I could do without all the military, like. The flyover and the big flag, and it's just like, can we just play sports?
Yeah.
I'm cool with singing the anthem, but do we have to have this military suck-off fest before any fucking professional game where we got three jets flying over and a flag the size of the football field and like all this fucking hoorah, salute the flag, fucking faggot bullshit too? I don't like any of it. I'm not just trying to shit on gays. Like I'm
shitting on the military too.
Yeah, if you're in the military, you're gay. They should just combine the two and just fucking no. But like for real, I just don't like. To me, like you said, it's just a marketing gimmick.
That's just
like,
it.
It's so,
and it's meant to get you mad. So it's like they're winning by you being like so upset about it. It's not. But I'm not saying that I disagree.
It bother me from day to day, but on a podcast, we're here to talk some shit.
No. Like that's what I'm saying though. Like that. Like I don't let it bother me. I know it doesn't like at the core bother you. You just don't pay attention to it. But it's like at
I don't
the same
watch sports. Like,
it's just at the same time. It's like if I want to turn my brain off and want to watch hockey, I don't want to be I barely want to be interrupted by the marketing angles. Like I don't want to see a Bud Light ad.
Wish kid, I don't care.
Oh, the Pregary. Oh, did you see this fucking the Shriners ad?
Let's have the kid on the wheelchair roll out to second base.
Did you wait? No.
That.
No, shut up. Did you see the Shriners ad with the kid that looks like Shane Gillis?
No.
Dude, there's a Shriners commercial.
Who's Shriners?
The Shriners Hospital. It's like one of those foundations where the Shriners Foundation has an ad they're running on ESPN where there's like a kid in a suit in a wheelchair that's got progeria and it looks just like Shane Gillis. Yeah, progeria, whatever. Dude, like
progeria Shane.
Holy shit. I meant to
You ever say some shit on here and then you're like, I probably shouldn't have went that hard.
I can edit it out.
No, you can leave it. I don't care. Like, again, I love fags. Like, my fucking cousin's a fag. He's the man. Like, I love him to death. He's like my favorite cousin next to his brother. Both of them. They're the best. I was at my grandmom's funeral or afterwards, like the after party, and you're sending me videos, and it's literally just Gritty swinging around on a rainbow flag, and it bothered me more than it should have. Like, I was like, that is so gay. Like, why? I've seen that kid on other ads before.
He looks like Shane Gillis.
I don't think he looks like Shane at all.
He looks like Shane Gillis. Dude, Shane Gillis is literally right beneath him. It's like, but yeah, anyway, I was playing poker and they had the television on. I saw that. I fucking like squeezed my chip so hard my stack fell over. I was like trying to get my phone out to take a
Hello, my name's Shane Gillis.
Dude, oh my fucking.
I want you to donate to my hospital. Fuck you too.
It's just that, yeah, like, everything. But no, I get what you're saying. Where you're like,
ornery. My grandma died like 3 days ago.
Your set was pretty good though.
Yeah, I had my first open mic at her funeral. I plugged the podcast.
I'm about to join Alcoholics Anonymous.
I was doing crowd work.
Yeah, it's fucking Norm.
This is what you wear to a funeral, you fucking piece of shit. There were some people there, like, I get you just came from work or whatever, but like my one cousin, he was in his fucking mechanic's outfit. Like, bro. And then he just sat in the front, dead center, on the couch for immediate family. And he was just violently texting the whole time.
Yeah.
And my dad at one point was like, this kid's got to go. And we were just like, dude, you got to. None of us had the balls to say anything to his grandma. I was like, honey, can you please move back some? You're in the middle of a fucking funeral and you're just like in a fucking puffy coat and your greasy fucking work gear. And then you're not talking to anyone there. And you're just sitting there on your fucking phone. Just. Why are you even fucking here? Get the fuck out. That's what I wanted to say. Get the fuck out, you fucking loser. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. I don't know if my family's going to listen to this. Might need to chop that out.
No, I'm leaving it in.
That shit bothered me so much. It's like, this is for immediate family. You're family, but like, you're being hella disrespectful right now. Like, you're acting like you don't even want to be here. None of us do. Fucking go sit next to your grandma. Her sister just died. Like, you're just sitting here like playing fucking Tetris or something. Like, looking so bothered that he had to be there. It's like, then don't fucking come. Don't come. That shit, like, rubbed me the fucking wrong way. I don't know. And there was other people there. Like, this guy was in a fucking hoodie. And I'm like, you're at a fucking funeral. And someone's like, oh, he just got off work. I don't give a fuck. You don't go to a funeral in a fucking hoodie. Like, what the fuck is that? Stop at home and get changed and show up late. Like, am I wrong here? Like, you don't go to weddings in fucking collared shirts. You don't go to funerals in a fucking hoodie and a t-shirt. It's just classless. There are certain occasions you put a fucking suit on. I don't give a fuck who you are. Go to Boscov's, spend the $100. You put on a fucking suit. Period. You don't go to these fucking events in a fucking t-shirt. It's fucking classless, and you belong at fucking Pride Night with Joe getting lynched by fucking Gritty and the gay fucking mafia. Fuck this, dude. That shit.
You're so ornery about that.
That shit is bullshit, dude. You don't go to a fucking funeral in a fucking t-shirt. Like, give me a fucking break. Who the fuck raised you?
I mean, like you said, it's classless.
I was raised differently. You go to a funeral to pay your respects, and you put on a fucking shirt and tie. Period. Point blank, period. There's no... I don't care if you just came home from work. Stop at home and be late and look like a fucking gentleman. Fuck that, dude. It's fucking disrespectful to me and my family. Fucking showing up looking like a fucking ragamuffin, as me mom would say. Like, that's just pitiful to me. My Aunt Peg's funeral, that's like the white trash side of the family. This was 10 years ago. Half the people were in NASCAR t-shirts and gray sweatpants. And I wanted to have a fucking stroke like I am right now. It's just like, what are you doing?
If you show up to
This lady was like the matriarch of the family. She's dead. And everyone's showing up from the trailer park in sweatpants. You should be fucking slapped. There should be a dress code at funeral homes. It should be like the nightclub when they won't the blacks in because they're wearing shorts and fucking sunglasses. You gotta fucking wear a suit. Period.
I don't care if you wear a suit to my funeral.
My whole fucking... No, you gotta. I don't care. Like,
don't care.
I went to a funeral a few months ago and it was like, absolutely no formal wear. Fuck you. You dead fucking gay wishes. I'm wearing a suit.
I mean, that's fine.
We had to wear Eagle shirts. Now I'm wearing the fucking Eagle shirt right now.
Every time you wear that, you get all agitated on here.
Yeah, because everyone all day is, go Birds, stir! If you yell go Birds at a delivery driver, you should be shot in the fucking head.
Go swimming in circles!
Yeah, go Mac Miller.
SWIM!
Do fake perks and die. Fucking... Oh my god, I fucking hate Eagles fans. You're all fucking retarded, dude. Go Birds, stir! You're fucking dumb. Like, you're dumb. Fuck you and fuck the Eagles. Like, I don't want to hear about the fucking, they're winning 21-3. Fuck you. Kill yourself. I don't fucking care. This is a clean shirt. I don't like the Eagles. I don't like sports. I like NASCAR. I like guys crashing into walls doing 200 miles an hour.
And
That's
dying.
my idea of a good time. Yes. There's some real risk here.
Now, would you be mad if I
black
showed
people
up
running head to head into each other 50
Would
times a
you
game?
be mad if I showed up to your funeral? Who am I kidding? That's not going to happen. I'm going to go way before you.
Go on.
Would you be mad if I showed up in like let's say it's a tailored suit, like a red, like, but it's like the shirt you had, but it's like a tailored suit to like the BF Goodrich and the GM shit?
I would be so happy.
Would you? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
This doesn't have to
as long as it's within your wishes, because I will gladly have that on hand and wear it around beforehand. So you get to.
I don't know how I feel about the ladies, because like my Aunt Rita, she had like this purple butterfly spiritual looking thing, and at first when she walked up, I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then I saw her later, and I was like, "That's kind of nice." I didn't want to be rude to the woman.
Did it look like she dressed for an occasion? Or was it like her everyday wear? Because that's just it. It's like
she was dressed up.
As long as you're making
it for like
a party or something.
Fucking day glow festival or something.
Okay.
Like a day glow festival for like Indians with like dream catchers and shit. I don't know.
Is she very like Eastern and shit? Like Eastern philosophy? No, she's
a white lady who has like Timmy fucking hand crutches. Like, Timmy!
Oh, I mean, maybe it's just easy to put on then.
She's cool. I was like, I didn't say this, but in my head when she walked in, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then like afterwards, I was like, I like your outfit. It's something, everyone's in all black. This is something different.
Hey, Stilts, get over here.
And then her sister was like, when she walked out of the door, I said, what the fuck are you wearing? And I was like, I laughed so hard. And I was like, all right, I'm not alone here. But no. I get it. Okay, you came from work. I get it. You wanted to be there. But like, here's the thing. Put a fucking dress shirt in your car before you go to work.
I agree.
You don't need to take a shower.
I agree entirely. Well, because like, look, as somebody who smells, look, you've smelled me in the summer. I cannot shake the smell. Yeah, it's like you can't smake
buttholes. Dude.
So like,
French fries.
I would come to fucking funerals, weddings, whatever, smelling like that, and it's like it sucks. But it's like, would you rather me have been late and like ruined your fucking photos or whatever? Like, I'm dressed correctly. Nobody can smell the photos. That's it. Like that's where I'm at with it. Like, so I do agree. Like, yeah, you can always throw a collared shirt in your back seat before you head to fucking work, and then put that. Like, there was a time when I think it was Aunt Trisha's where I had to go right to work afterwards, and I'm not gonna show up in fucking chef's pants and a suit. Like, but no, I kept everything fucking in my and just you throw it on after.
Changing a parking lot.
It's
you
not
don't do it every day.
Yeah, like it's not a fucking huge deal,
people,
but
like
I just
losing a family member is like it's a big fucking deal. Like, just showing up for your friend is huge. But it's just it's a respect thing to like, all right, full suit. My cousins didn't have full suits. The one had like a nice sweater. You have to have at least bare minimum like semi-formal attire.
How was I? How'd I go? Because I'm wearing the same jeans I wore, but it was like, I
didn't notice the pants. I noticed you had a tie and like a button down on or something.
Yeah,
like just dress up like you're going to the soccer dance. So you got to have.
Fair enough.
Me personally, I wear a full suit. I like to wear it. I had it on till 11 o'clock that night just because
you slept in it.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love wearing a suit. I didn't sleep in it, but I DoorDashed in it. I'm on people's Ring cameras. Oh, here's your McDouble, sir. I take my job very seriously.
Yo, pause. There is this fucking time I worked at the law firm, and I didn't know. Like, they said dress formal, not telling me that they give you a formal uniform that you're supposed to wear every day. So I showed up to my first day in a suit and tie.
You're like an intern getting coffee.
I'm literally getting people's mail, and everybody's like, "Who the fuck is this idiot?"
Who's this autistic kid?
And I'm like pushing a cart around, and my tie's getting in the way.
That's so funny.
It's getting in there. I'm sorry.
Were you way overdressed? What were you supposed to be wearing?
Like a polo shirt.
You think law firm? I'm thinking suit.
Yeah, like polos and khakis. Like, apparently I was supposed to be delivering subpoenas at some point. I'm like, oh, you probably supposed
to. Rogan, you got served.
That's just it. That was my fucking. The only thing I've seen in reference to what a legal courier does, the closest thing is Pineapple Express. And I'm like, that's what my basis for this is. So I wore a fucking suit.
That's what you should look like at a funeral, like a bare minimum. You don't need a tie. You just need some formal wear. Like, it doesn't have to be pressed. It doesn't have to be brand new. But
it just has to be some. Make an effort.
Exactly. That's my point.
But that's one of those things where I understand why you're upset. I don't care personally. At my funeral, wear whatever the fuck you. It's one of those like it's a respect thing where if you're disrespectful at the funeral, that's more important to me than if you're underdressed. And I think to an extent there's a facet that is like dressing is a bit of respect. Yeah, it's an element of it. But the most disrespectful thing that I've seen at a funeral, which it's like fuck it, like when they have the outdoor funeral, like they could schedule the landscapers. I don't know. You're
talking about the burial part?
Yeah, like where you're outside, everybody's dude. There was this one time where it was like
fucking Mexies rolling around on Great Danes.
I forget who the fuck. It was like like a cousin or like an aunt or an uncle or something like that died. It was like April, so it was like warm, but they were expecting snow. And you know how they like prep everything like with like salt. Well, it was like the landscaping crew and that going on simultaneously, and I'm like, yo. Will you guys?
Can y'all take like a 30-minute break while we do this?
Fuck off! Like, yeah, it's super disrespectful, and I'm like that's one where it's like you guys don't even care about the occasion.
The boss man say we have to do the job.
It's like I understand your fucking concept.
Go to Wawa, get some coffee.
It's like, off. I understand your concept is like you dig everybody up once a year and parade around the streets with. I don't know. Have you ever seen the Dia de los Muertos parades?
I've like heard of it, but that's real. They really do.
Yeah, they do. They dig everybody. They dig Nana up and parade the streets around her, and then take her out to fucking dinner and put her at the head of the table and feed her and then put her back in the ground.
That's pretty demented.
Mexicans are fucking weird with their fucking death stuff, but like I love it. I think it's really cool.
It's cool until you dig up Nana and fucking stick her at the table.
I think they're in like, because it's like so dry down there, they keep them in like what are they called, mausoleums or whatever, so they just like fucking crack it open once a year. It's gotta smell horrible, right? Like gotta like be real foul.
Get over it. They're dead. You're not.
It's tradition.
Weekend. Fuck that.
They're not a weekend to burn his. That would be kind of funny though.
It basically is.
No, they're. It's like it's part of
at Nana's.
It's pretty. It's.
Can you imagine me setting up Corey and Ron and being like, "We're gonna go to Dino's Diner." And
yeah.
It's just their decrepit corpses, and I'm like, "Eat up, Pop." Like, that is fucking demented. I don't care if it's their tradition or.
It is their tradition.
It's retarded.
There's death.
They're stupid people. The whole nation is drug dealers and fucking. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you? What about Indians?
They're bad. Bad hombres.
Have you ever heard about sky burials? Do you think that one's pretty stupid too?
I've heard of it, but can you?
All right, so in India, they have this big, like, I think it's like a subsect of Hinduism or something, but it's like they have this big pit that when you're your family,
smell.
When your family,
turn my mic way down.
Because you're yelling. Because you're yelling.
Turn it up a little. Can't hear myself think.
I can, unfortunately. But yeah,
that's what's burning.
Yeah, like they have this big pit that when your relatives die and after you're done with all the pomp and circumstance of the funeral, you take Nana down to the old the pit and the buzzard
trash burning pit.
No, it's like a buzzard pit and like all the fucking like vultures and shit hang out there, and the idea is that like your last thing is that you're reborn through like animals eating you and being returned to the earth. I think it's kind of wholesome too. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
I'm kind of into that crunchy hippie shit where they put you into a pod and like you grow a tree.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I saw that.
I think the whole embalming, isn't it like, so like the embalming process and then they stick you into the earth, isn't that like really bad, like when it leaches into like the ground or whatever, like those chemicals? I read about this like 10 years ago on like a forum, but like I'm pretty sure that shit is
formaldehyde.
Like, yeah, it's like bad as fuck for the environment to like.
I mean, it's a chemical. It's probably not
and
great.
It's literally just to
organic.
Like dress you up in front of your family one last time. It's creepy. It's weird. They don't ever look the same. They look. You know what? In my opinion, corpses look like in the casket. It looks like a fucking wax museum.
Yeah,
it doesn't look
well,
right.
It is. They put like a shitload of makeup on them and whatnot. Yeah. Have you ever seen that Dunrod? Because like I actually got into this a little bit, not about like embalming necessarily, but just about like why embalming exists. And it was because back in the day they had to preserve bodies because they'd have to be transported a lot like further without like a mixture of sanitary conditions and like, you know, proper
bury them at home or whatever.
Yeah, like they send you home on a train. The body's got to last like a fucking week and a half. So like you get killed in a mine out in like Nevada and they got to send you back to New York. So it's like, you know, that thing's gonna be stanky if you don't put something in there. So I looked it up. There's like actually this fucking really fucked up photo. Have you ever heard about the Dunrobin school in Australia? Okay,
no,
so
I have not.
There's this photo that goes around usually around Halloween time of like all these kids in a fucking photo and they're all like cross-armed and look like real like distraught. So what happened was there's this they do like an annual school photo in like the late 1800s of like all the school children, and the one year they're all happy, and then the next year they all look really like pissed off and like kind of like grumpy. And yeah, the fucking the Cheyenne, leave them be. Come on, leave them be. But the kids look all like fucking mad, and it turns out like one of the kids died, and the only photo that they have was gonna be the fucking school photo. So they just propped her up with a board and took a picture, and like the kids like eyes are like open and shit too. It's fucking creepy.
That's really weird.
I'll include a picture of that in this. I'll be sure. I gotta edit stuff out, so I'll be sure to fucking dance around that. But yeah, like so like I really got into that burial practice that they do in the Himalayas, I think, or like the Mongolian
or the
Highland.
Viking funeral where they send you out on a raft.
Yeah, Viking funerals with a flaming arrow, and then you're
cool.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, the one where they just mummify you by leaving you up in like the arid highlands of Mongolia, and your body just like you're just like kind of fused in a position. But yeah, like there's ones that are up there from like the 1500s apparently that are like mummified, but like the air's like so dry you just don't decompose.
That's whack.
It's wild.
I know it's tradition or whatever, but I don't think we are sacred. I don't think that's necessary. I think it makes more sense to be fed to animals or to
that's fine.
Find some purpose in this useless fucking meat vehicle that like serves no purpose anymore. Like, what is the point of like the whole Egyptian thing of mummifying and stuff? Like, it's so retarded.
No, it's vanity. It's vanity.
It's 100% vanity and ego and stuff, but it's like the base of it's like, oh, in case I come back, like you're not though. Like
what if Walt Disney
with the head,
Ted Turner.
It's so stupid. Like, I think it stems from like this fear of like not wanting to accept death as like finality, but like it is like and it's coming for all of us, and it's just like
just fucking take me already.
Yeah,
damn, like fucking fire.
100%.
Hey, will you relax?
I don't know. Yeah. I've never been in a room while someone died before. It was pretty intense.
Yeah, it just seemed real gassy. Apparently,
that was the night before.
Really makes you fart a lot.
I was trying to keep it light and stuff, and then when it happened, I lost it. And the nurse was just like, "Take as much time as you need." And she's like, "Here, drink some water." And I was just like, what? And she handed me an open water bottle, and I was like, I didn't know there wasn't a lid on it. And
making her rain.
I was trembling, dude. I was holding my grandmom's hand, and I watched her chest stop moving.
Yeah, that's
like I watched her die. And the nurse's first instinct is like, "Here, drink some water." And I was like not crab swirling, but like having like a mental breakdown. Like I was like my dad when he gave his speech. Like I was like that.
Yeah.
Like I was shaking. I was trembling, and she's like, "Here you go." And I'm like, and it's spilling all. There's no lid on it. It's just spilling all over me. And I'm like, it made me pause for a second and set it down. And I'm like, why the fuck did she hand me an open water bottle? Like, she was the same person the day before. She was great. Me and her actually talked a lot. But the day before I came, my grandma was on an upswing. And now I've learned that term in hospice is called rallying, where about a week, give or take, more or less, before they pass, they get this like surge, this final like bursts of energy or some shit where they act semi-normal briefly. It's fleeting.
Yeah.
And they like I said, they call it rallying. But it was coincidentally at the same time they found my grandma had a UTI, and they fixed it with antibiotics. And this is when she had her rally. So in my mind, I'm like,
do you not move the light, please?
UTIs can wreak havoc on old people's like mental health, like their cognitive abilities and whatnot. So in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, she looks better than she has in 6 months. It's because they found this lingering UTI. Like, I thought she bought more time. Like, I didn't realize it was like this end of life rally. I thought it was like there was an issue, they fixed it, she's doing better now. Like, people would ask like, she's doing better. I'm like, she's still dying. She still has cancer. Like, we got to be realistic here. But like, in my mind, it went Christmas. She was like, this is like an hours to days scenario. And then she had this massive upswing where she was busting my balls, calling me a pussy, like talking shit, like being herself. And it was amazing. So in my head, I'm like, this went from like a days left scenario to like, we might have a couple months here. Like, it wasn't seeming as dire. You know what I mean? She wasn't on her deathbed anymore. Then 3 or 4 days later, I'm at work. I'm taking a shit at Burger King, and her power of attorney calls and is like, "Hey, your grandmom's getting ready to go home." And I'm like, "Go home? Like, she's in a fucking nursing home. Like, what are you talking about?" And it was like this goofy Christian metaphor to be like, she's getting ready to go home to be with the Lord. And I'm like, can you fucking spit it to me fucking straight here? Like, what's going on? She's like, she's at the end. Like, she was being so vague and weird. And I'm like, what is going on? She's like, she didn't wake up today. Like, you should probably get over there. So I went over. I cried on the toilet at Burger King, and then I had to deliver fucking...
Business as usual.
Yeah, it's like a daily.
I'm back, baby.
Dude, it's all lady lads working at the Burger King, and it's just me crying in the toilet, and then I come out, and I'm like...
Is this the same Burger King you flipped out?
Marmora. No, that was Wendy's. Yeah.
I was going to say, that'd be hilarious.
Ooh, give me fucking the order. No, I came out. I was trying to keep it together. There's just tears streaming down my face. And I'm like, I have to pick up Jonathan's Whopper meal. And I had to go deliver it to the fucking mechanic shop, the Valvoline or whatever. And I had other orders and stuff. I canceled all of them, and I just went right there. I stayed there for like 28 hours or something, and she croaked out. But the last day is pretty... So, like, Christmas was horrible. She was, like, writhing around in pain. She was... just like actively dying in front of me. And then when she was like really actively dying, like she was like comatose, horrible. Like, she's just laying there, and it's like making this weird, like when someone's breathing is getting fucked up.
Yeah.
It was making this like gurgling noise, and just sounded like a coffee pot, but it was like her breathing was like.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's fucking
horrifying.
nasty. Yeah.
Horrifying. Not even nasty. Just
no, it's like a fucking gnarly experience. Like when you have
like this person that raised you. Like, I know you've been through the fucking ringer. Like,
thanks for bringing it up.
R.I.P. Renee. Like, let's talk about
let's talk about
maternal
this
figures fucking croaking right in front of us. But like, yeah, it's I don't even. When it was leading up to this all along, I was like, I don't want her to be alone, and like I want to be there holding her hand when it happens. And then it happened, and I was like, this is way heavier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be like no big deal, like not no big deal, but it was like
you thought you were going to be a sociopath like me, or you're just
kind of how I went into parenthood. I'm like, dude, you change a diaper, you fucking give him a bottle. What's the big deal? Like this is like, yeah, I hold her hand, she dies. But dude, it broke me fucking down. It was a really. I called my mom and I couldn't even talk. It was just me like making these weird like trying not to like cry. So I was just like,
I'm trying to think. I woke up and then I went into the room. She was dead. That was lovely. And then everybody's like
hang around.
Yeah, for a bit. We
cracked
a few jokes at her expense, which was like very fucking weird. I forget what they were too. They were pretty funny, but
wake up.
Nah,
I did a few of those.
Yeah, that was like what I woke up to was all of them going like, shit. Well, all right, come on, we're getting out of here. And like, it's like, all right, well, yeah. And then my aunt came in and was like, yeah, mom's dead. And I was like, yeah, I kind of figured as much. And then I got up, we went in there, and like literally it was like, well, the coroner's here. You guys want to go get lunch? And it was like, oh, you guys weren't kidding. Like, you just wanted to get the fuck out of here. Okay. But like, it was like I completely misread the situation.
My mom was saying that shit too. She's like, yeah, let's go have a nice lunch now. And I was like, I'm going to
This
work.
Isn't what I want to fucking...
I champed it and went right to work from the nursing
home. I
did
the same thing.
I did not want to go sit at home and cry. Like, to me, when I'm working and it's busy and stuff, like, it's just like you're on autopilot. You can just kind of zone out, do your thing. People were messaging me like, you're nuts. Like, how the fuck are you at work right now? It's just like, I don't want to be like sulking at home. Like, it's different when you kind of know it's coming. When my grandpa died, I would have been in no condition to work because I was not prepared for that at all. But when a relative's slowly withering away from cancer, like, you've been grieving this loss for the last year. Like, you've known it's more torturous. The sudden heart attack death is like ripping the Band-Aid off all at once. The year of terminal cancer diagnosis is the most like grueling, mentally like daunting fucking thing because it's just always in the background. You're like, oh yeah, they're dying. And then she like one of our last visits when she was on that upswing, she just like looked at me matter of factly and like smiled and she's like, I'm dying. And I was like, no. And she's like, yeah, I'm dying. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, she knew, like, it's crazy.
It's fucking wild. It's like one of those things that it's like you gotta just fucking roll with it, and they don't know how to fucking tell you okay, my eye is getting better, and I'm like, I can tell that my eye was getting worse, and that freaks me out because now I know what it's like to be in that position where you're like, oh, this is my body
going
off
the rails, and like you have no say in the matter.
My shit is actively failing in front of me, and I am just kind of stuck. It's fucking scary. Wild. So like, yeah, when she told you that, it was like that's like crippling because I had that shit happen too. I can't tell you what because it's a bit of family drama that's around it, but yeah, like my mom said some real fucked up shit towards the end where I'm like, yeah, I can't like handle what you're saying to me right now. And
about you?
No, about the situation, about like what's going on with her and what like like basically the same thing like you said where it's like I know like this is a sensitive topic, but like when she's like, yeah, I'm dying, it's like, well, like no, I can't, I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah,
I don't know what. There's no I love you or anything that's gonna fucking
be okay.
Recover. Yeah,
that's like, insulting.
Don't
to
worry,
the person.
you'll get better. Like fuck you. You can't put me in this situation, but they do, and it's like that's part of what it is, and it's part of working it out. But I mean, like,
is that you saying fuck you to the dying person?
Oh no.
Them saying "fuck you" for being
So I'm saying
sugarcoating it.
No, it's like they just. I don't even think it's like a real like authentic "fuck you." I just mean more that like they are like fuck you for fucking putting that shit on me because I have no say in the matter. You have a say in the matter over who you control disseminating this info to, and it's like some people can handle it, some people can't, and like I don't think either of us are cut out really to handle that, but we had to, and it's like. Well, here we are.
I didn't think I could handle any of that stuff, and then when it's kind of put on your plate, you just learn to just fucking
you champion through it.
You just got to be a man, like or a woman. Or you just got to be. You don't have a choice. Like you can go crawl in a hole and cry and fucking like.
No, I went to work the next day and then made some other guy cry, which is pretty funny. I was my first day at Mousetrap was the day after Renee's funeral. So I go.
Things are looking up. I got a bartender job.
I was also working at a pizzeria. So I went to the old the shift, and some guy is like talking about his dead mom, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just went through that. He's like, really? When did your mom pass? It was like Thursday, or no, Tuesday. It was Thursday, and he's like. Oh man, like what the fuck? It just starts fucking bawling, and then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
I would be that guy to bawl.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. And he's like, oh, my girlfriend's there too. My girlfriend's sitting at the bar. And she's like, why would you fucking say it that way? You fucking dick.
I try to not like bother people with it because it's like they don't want to hear it. Like,
thanks.
They don't know my grandmom. They don't want to like hear this sad shit. Like, so like my buddies at the Ocean View Wawa, like I would be there nights after visiting her in the hospital, and it's just like I wouldn't even. We would make small talk about life and what are you getting the kids for Christmas and what do you do? And it's just like, I wouldn't bring that up. It's like, you don't want to fucking drop that on someone.
Yeah.
And like, now they're thinking about their dead grandma. Like, it's just like, I would try really hard not to like bring it up. But yesterday at ShopRite, my buddy Kira, who works at the self-checkout thing, she's just like, she hurt her foot a few weeks ago and she was like kind of hobbling around. She's like, man, I need to be put into an assisted living. And I was like, huh? She's like, I need to be put in assisted living. I go, oh, yeah, my grandmom just got out of one, actually. She's like, oh, my God, that's so amazing. Like, how did she do it? Where did she go? I said, she died. Dude, I know you've already heard the joke, so it's hard to laugh at. But
still funny.
In the moment, there's 10 people around us in the busy self-checkout, and me and her were just laughing like uncontrolled. I snorted like 3 times. Like it was I think it was more healing for me than anything. Like just to like it was the day after the funeral. I'm like, let me fucking throw this out.
Yeah,
you have to. It's the only way.
Making morbid jokes is the best part. Like there was this one time
she was like apologizing for laughing too. I was that was the best.
We were at work and Ian, shout out Ian, it was like the Father's Day special or whatever. And Ian's like, oh, don't got to worry about getting one of those gifts this year. And everybody was like, oh, my God.
You gotta.
And it's like,
shout out to Ian for doing that.
I'm the only one that's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. He just made everybody uncomfortable around him.
That's the best part about it.
He's the quiet one that nobody expects to say shit like that. But when he does, it kills so much. Because, like, I made the Mother's Day joke about, like, my special skin, like I don't know. I made some offhand joke about it, and it got a laugh, but they're expecting it. But then Ian just like it's quiet or whatever. Everybody's working, and just like I don't gotta worry about getting a gift this year. Everyone's like, "What the fuck, dude?" Yeah, no.
Did you? I'm gonna pivot here. Did you have any?
Jew? You mean Jew tunnels in New York?
No, not pivoting to that. Did you have like any? What was the last interaction with your mom? Like, did you have any?
I don't know. She was completely zonked.
But I'm saying your last memory of talking to your mom before the zonk.
Okay, so she got she got read her last rites. That was pretty fucking brutal. But I do remember the priest coming over, and then I had Cinco at the time, and Cinco was like caged or penned up in the kitchen. He walks by and goes, "Whoa, Cujo!" I'm like, I didn't know that priests are allowed to read Stephen King. He's a good guy. I still run into him once in a while. I ran into him at Sarah's wedding. He did the
this like black African dude came into read my
grandmom's. Bro, you had one of those.
Hello, I am here to read your grandmother's rights. I hear she was very great. I'm like sitting there like she would hate you so much.
Dude, that's hilarious.
I was worried she was going to get racist at the end, but she actually was nice to all the different colored nurses and staff.
I was going to call Jay real quick because Jay could do a better job telling the story.
The reading of the rights thing is heavy.
Knock it off.
This guy didn't actually read her rights. He just came to like say a prayer. He was like the clergyman. I don't know if she actually ever had her last rites read.
Why not
when
Grange?
my grandpa was in Atlantic City, he was in a coma. This was 8 years ago. This is when he almost died before he died last year. They came there to read his last rites like 2 or 3 different times. And I was young. I was like 20, 21 or something like that. And like I had to leave the room like when they were reading his rites. And I felt like I was going to pass out. And I went into the waiting room and like my ears were just ringing. Like I still remember like peeking in the room and they're like doing the thing over him and stuff, and I was just like, I can't even like. I felt like my head was gonna explode. The last right shit is heavy. I was only asking to like selfishly steer it back to myself.
Well,
like,
don't selfishly steer it back to yourself because I got a funny one on deck about African priests because I was just looking to see if I could call Jay real quick, but he's in a closing, so he can't. But all right, so my grandma.
Why isn't he opening?
Because he's fucking.
He's the closer.
I was gonna. No, he's the middler. He doesn't have enough material yet.
Human centipede.
Yeah, no, he's comedy. He's a middler.
Bet middler. Oh, fucking making bets and shit in the sports book.
Oh man. All right. So.
So fucking retarded.
No, this is good. This is good. You're gonna like this. So, my grandmother died in 2001 in August. So right before 9/11 too. So this is like the last thing I remember before the world changed. It's like this shit happening. It's like literally like 2 weeks before 9/11 happened.
That was my 9/11.
That was my 9/11. No, so my grandmother, she's sick from cancer, long-time smoker. Eventually she just bit it. Yeah, like so. And we saw it coming. It was like about the same timeline. She didn't have dementia, but she was like pretty like messed up from everything. And there was like a time where we went to the hospital to see her, and it was the last time I talked to my grandma. And she was on a hospital bed on her stomach, and they had to flip her over. And I just remember her like freaking out because it hurt so bad. Yeah, so that's the last thing I remember about her. But at her funeral, got the same guy, but he wasn't reading last rites. He was doing the funeral, and my grandmother was a very like devout Catholic Italian woman from Philly. So kind of the same thing where you're like, if that guy showed up for the funeral, I don't think grandma would be like upset, but I think she would like prefer.
African dude.
It was a like from Zimbabwe African guy who was here on mission, and oh my god, was he a hit at the fucking wedding?
Really?
Or at the funeral? He was a fucking hit. That was all anybody.
I would picture a bunch of guineas being like, get this.
Well, it was a lot of fucking talking about like what his interactions were with everybody because they were fucking mint. So first things first, he does the ceremony, and the ceremony is like traditional Catholic, like in a church and whatnot. So there's a part during the eulogy where the ceremony bit where I know, because I've been to a bunch of these and I was like an altar boy, like that this is the part where he's telling you to go to your maker and like allowing you to return, like cross. He walks from like one side of the casket to the other, and it's like you're crossing over, and he's like, so I'm leading you back to your maker. That's what he's supposed to say. This guy's got a heavy fucking African accent, so he keeps going, lead us to Jamaica. And my mom is like mortified because she's laughing her ass off. She's like, is he saying take me to Jamaica? I'm like, no, I don't think grandma wants to go to Jamaica, Mom. I think he's trying to send her to heaven. So that's like the first thing that happens, and everybody's just kind of like, what the fuck?
Why is there always these flubs at funerals?
Because it's like,
there's never a funeral that goes off without a hit.
Then I didn't know what a hearse was or how to ask for it, like or ask about it by name. I didn't know what the vehicle was called.
Station wagon.
So I asked my dad, I'm like, so now we're leaving the church after that. We're all giggling. And I'm just a dumb, like, 9-year-old. I'm like, hey, so did we get one of those, like, cars? He's like, what? He's like, yeah, one of those, like, cars that they put, like, the coffin in. He's like, oh, you mean a hearse? No, we're strapping it to the roof of the Blazer. And I believed him. So I started walking towards the Blazer and, like, kind of missed out on, like, 3/4 of being a pallbearer. So, like, I ran up because I literally walked the wrong way. And went,
like, yo, Blazer's over here, boys. I got the ratchet straps.
I'm just, yeah, so then my mom, we go to the cemetery, everything goes off. That was
being a pallbearer is pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it's gnarly. But
so a few times.
So like we're at the fucking Sarah, no wait, that wasn't that one. No, there was something else. There's something else that went wrong at the thing. But after, basically, what it culminates is this African guy is bouncing around the after party. We're at like the reception. He's bouncing around talking to everybody, and apparently he comes up to my mom and my grandma at one point, and he's like, "So where I am from, you have to bring everybody in your village a gift when you come back from a different place. So I have found this wonderful store called the 99-cent store." And apparently he'd been like shopping it there like it was Walmart. And he was like, I get somebody a little of this, I get someone one of those. 99 cents, everything. He was so hyped on the 99-cent store. And he's got like all these trinkets and doodads to bring back. He's got tchotchkes to bring back to his village.
There's some Chinese junk.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I bring my son a decap gun.
Yeah, oh my God. For my mother, I brought you the pot holders that look like chicken heads. And then for you,
high quality American product.
For you, Mr. Chef, I got you the claws or the tongues that look like crab claws. Pinchy, pinchy. Yeah, I can do that voice all fucking day.
Fun,
dude, they're great. I worked with an African. I told this one on there, but in Raleigh, I worked with an African dude.
Most other cultures, of foreigners or migrant workers, like J1s and stuff,
yeah,
they're generally more pleasant.
They're awesome. Like
than myself included.
Yeah.
I'm a miserable prick. I'm here screaming.
We're all jaded.
I'm screaming about gay people and fucking rainbow flags at my hockey game that I don't even watch. I haven't watched hockey since I stopped betting.
I sent you a fucking
I haven't watched
Snapchat
hockey in 4 years, dude. And I'm like, these fucking gays taking over my sport. I played 4 years of high school club
Go
hockey.
back to J1s.
I'm not a hockey player.
Go back to J1s. I can talk about J1s.
I was going to say, like, I've worked with a ton of Mexicans, a ton of Romanian J1s, just any African, Filipino. A lot of these people from all around the world just are generally happier and, like, more pleasant. They have a better demeanor. Like you said, we are jaded here.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the Mexis, like, they're like the nicest fucking people. This old guy, Angel, rest in peace, that I worked with at Public Works, every day he'd be trying to share food with me. Like, he was just the nicest, and it wasn't
sweet.
It wasn't
really sweet.
It wasn't insincere. Like, he wasn't looking for a favor back. He's just like, hey Jake, my wife made these tamales. Would you like a tamale? Like,
that's
like,
fucking
it
wholesome.
came from the heart, and he was like, he would always tell me that, like, I should go to Mexico or, like, another poor country, and he's like, you would have more of an appreciation for how good you have it here if you saw how it is in other parts of the world. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, fuck you, dude, you're gay. Like, I was just like,
that's gay.
Yeah, I'm not doing that at all. And I was like fat, 1 year sober from
I'm
booze.
not even
like,
going to Chinatown.
I was angry, dry drunk. That was the year I was working like 18 hours a day. Like, I was just like, I don't want to fucking hear it, dude. My rent is $1,300 a month. Like, I don't care about Mexico. I don't care about. And yeah, this guy was like the nicest guy. And like, these are N=1 fucking anecdotal observations. I'm sure there's miserable pricks all around the world, but a lot from any walk of earth, whatever fucking country they came from, just generally speaking, seem to be more pleasant and happy and like upbeat.
Yeah. No, that's a good observation. When I worked in Colorado, that was where I worked with the most. I was the most immersed with J1s, and same thing. There was a girl that dated my friend Corey. That she was from Colombia. She was from it's not Medellin. No, the other Cali. Cali.
Bogota.
Bogota. Thank you. Yeah, but she's from Bogota.
I know the three narcos cities.
And she she was like, you should come down to Bogota. And I was like, I'm white. I'm a gringo. She's like, no. It's not Mexico. It's like you're a gringo, but you're like not gonna get fucked with like they do in Mexico, where it's like all tchotchkes that they're trying to like sell to you in the street. It's like she's like we have elements of the cartel, but it's more like your American mafia in like the 70s and 80s, where it's like just don't go to
classy.
just don't go to your fucking bar, and if like someone looks like they're connected, then stay the fuck away from them. And it's really like that straightforward. And I was like, they're not gonna try and kidnap me and like hold me for ransom. She's like, we have no like, unless you're like some fucking oil tycoon's kid where you have leverage, it's like you're nobody. Like, they don't give a shit about you.
They have more money than you.
And it's like they don't want to like get their hands
they're
dirty.
Selling cocaine paste.
Exactly.
Like
$1
million a brick.
They're like she's like, you're such a after, like they would rather you have a good time here and bring tourism to like here and illustrate how white people, like that would be more conducive to them, because then they could sell tourist coke and like at a huge markup for them, which is like, still a steep discount for us. It's like a whole thing. Like, so, but she was like very much like, yeah, go down there. You will love it. And then there was this other kid that I met from Brazil who I watched the Trailer Park Boys, one of the Trailer Park Boys movies with. And he was speaking Portuguese to his mom on the phone the whole time. Like, not like obnoxious or anything. Just he was on a phone call with his mom and we're watching and he would like be chuckling or whatever. But there's this scene where Ricky walks into a trailer that's just filled with pot plants or whatever. And he just stops what he's doing, puts his phone there, and goes, nice. Like, yeah, dude,
Little things.
They would have pirate like MMA streams that were from Brazil, so they would get like the full UFC card and then like pull it up on CloudShare, so we'd watch like the entire UFC event in Portuguese. And these guys like knew some of the undercard guys because they like boxing and MMA gyms are so huge down there that they're just like everybody does them. So it's like, actually that guy like trains with my cousin and like this guy is like friends with so-and-so who's friends with my brother-in-law. And like they just it was really cool. It was like they find pleasant things and just kind of gravitate towards those. We took one of them snowboarding, never been up on the mountain before. We also took our black friend snowboarding, and he was not very good, but he had a blast. He was eating shit like every 10 feet, but he had the biggest smile on his face. And we're like, you having fun, Deontay? He's like, this is the shit, man. We're like,
y'all white people crazy.
He was the guy that I saw try to hit a bong by putting his mouth over the house.
We talked about that on here.
He's the man.
I think we talked about it on here. The Romanian J1s, they were all the best.
They're like Eastern European, like Russian, Slavic guys, right? Like
Romania.
But like they're like of that ilk, or were they like distinct? Like describe them a little bit. Like,
well, they're just happy-go-lucky. Like, yeah, Eastern European. They kind of sound Russian to me or whatever. Like it's like that dialect.
Were they goofy like Camille, or were they a little more stern like Russians? Like, because Camille was like Polish.
They were goofy.
Yeah, Polish.
They were having a silly goose time.
That's okay. Yeah.
But no, I only brought them up because it's more of a slight against myself. But my nickname to them the whole summer, you know what they called me?
What did they call you?
Mad Jake.
Why?
I think I illustrated it in the first 10 minutes of this podcast. Imagine being with that for 40 hours a week.
It's trapped in a garbage truck. These fucking faggots!
Oh, dude. They all called me Mad Jake. And that, you know what that did?
Made you mad. It's like,
I'm not fucking angry. It's just fucking bullshit. The way they fucking treat us.
Check it out. When you tell Jake he gets mad, he gets very mad. He turns into an incredible American Hulk. Hey, Mad Jake. Fuck you, you pierogi.
They were all skinny and like eating like loved Wawa American junk food.
Bro.
I think they were making fun of me because they'd be like, Jake, eat the donut. And I'm like 300 pounds. And I'm like, don't fuck with me, you fucking piece of shit. Like, come on. Very yummy donut. Eat the yummy donut.
We do not have these over there.
I think they just wanted to like catch a video of me being like, oh, chocolate with sprinkles, very good.
They're probably teaching all the words.
Donuts are so good. Come on. We know you had donut before. I'm like, will you fucking relax? Like,
dude. Holy shit!
Force feed the fat kid donuts.
Well, I was trying to think, like, so the Romanians.
Mad Jake, dude, that's a tough one.
That's a funny
Jake.
one. Well, the Romanian guys, when I was in Germany, they were all like the carnies, that were at that Volks fair.
And
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Well, they're not like gypsies. They apparently are all there on like J1 visas, but most of them are like on fake J1 visas because they all have like sex crimes in like Romania, and like they're not supposed to be around like children. Which it's like, why the fuck are you working at a carnival?
Yeah.
It's like it just like didn't compute for me. But I'm like, she's like, just watch. And like, sure enough, we're getting on this like haunted house ride. There's like these like 15-year-old teeny boppers or whatever. And they just start shaking the cage they're in. And I'm like, yeah.
I spoke generally positive about foreigners, but it seems like they are into like the teens.
It's just over there. I think they just don't.
In Canada, 16's the age of consent. And like in other countries, it's like 15 or 16.
Well, I think like over in like.
I find it creepy.
That's creepy.
You ever see a chick when you're out and you're like, yeah, she don't look bad, and then she turns around and you're like, fuck, she's like in high school.
She's
like,
15.
You feel creepy.
I told you. I think everybody.
They're like, hell yeah, she's hot, dude. Unfucking plucked fucking cherry tree or whatever. Like they get off on like the fucking. It's weird.
Yeah, they're
geezers like the teeny boppers too, dude. Geezers at a certain age, they lose their age range lens. Yeah, like because like. We would be on the beach, and it'd be, like, me and, like, Zach West. And then, like,
geezers
a
are
55 and, like, a 60-year-old dude. Like, two not old-ass, but, like, two older guys and then two, like, 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, damn, look at that girl. She's so hot. And me and Zach
So
West
toddler.
would be like, me and Zach West or me and whoever I was with would be like, dude, she's like 13. She's like 14 tops. And they'd be like, nah, you can look, but you can't touch. And I'm like, all right, Pop, like fucking calm down, dude. That could be your granddaughter. Like,
Jesus.
It's just creepy.
Stop.
It's creepy.
Be nice. But yeah, that there's like a definite like, because like that's like Latin American countries too, where you hear about like kids getting sold into like sex slavery and shit. But like it's not like they're sold into sex slavery. It's just like there's still dowries that exist in other parts of the world, in like the third world, like in the Middle East, in Asia, and South America, where it's like, oh, this farmer actually needs like a dozen goats because he's gonna starve to death. So he's got a 16-year-old daughter. He's just gonna sell it to some guy. And that's what happens.
Like holes. They traded the daughter for like whoever had the fattest pig. Or
yeah, it's like like dowry. It's like it's just a fucking like I don't know. It's a fucking messed up thing. I don't like thinking about that shit though. I like thinking about the J1s that are goofy, like the Russian. You were saying that they eat like fucking all like the garbage food, dude.
They said our produce sucks.
Yeah, that's
like they're like the produce here tastes like garbage,
noticeably
garbage.
Bad.
But they're like, man, your sweet treats. They love American junk food, dude.
Dude, they love
so bad for you. Dude.
They love Cheetos. Like that's the one that like over there. It's like Cheetos are like fucking a commodity, man. Like a prison commodity. You know. I'm sorry, my ear is like filled with fucking wax or something.
You're all good.
It's fucking nasty. But yeah, dude, the J1s like the back in the good old days, back when I was like 21, 22. My favorite thing in the summer, because you had a job, but like, you know, you're not working like I work now. I'm only working like 35 hours a week. I had a ton of free time during the day, so I just go to Atlantic City and I'm like, I got $50 in my pocket. I'm gonna just walk around on the boardwalk on a nice sunny day and see what happens. And like, dude, all the J1s work at like the ice cream places and the fucking like the hoagie shops where it's like fried Oreos and stuff like that. And like, dude, like 9 out of 10 of these like dime piece fucking Eastern European women, it's like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, big buxom tits, fucking nice fucking facial structure and shit like that. Just fucking chowing down on a caramel apple or something like that. Like they're like
in amazing shape.
Like, dude, imagine, like, puts American women to shame. Like, it makes everything to. It's like you're drinking Budweiser compared to like, I don't even fucking know, like Russian Standard.
I fell in love with a Russian J1 at Acme in Ocean City.
Oh, they're great, man.
When I was like 22, she would always be outside when we were eating our lunch at the Wawa, and we were like 20 feet away. And I would like creepily just like stare at this chick, and I would be like, dude, I could marry her. Like, I would marry her for the green card. Like,
hell yeah.
It. Like, you're just telling yourself crazy shit. Like,
there was this one chick that worked at the Subway.
Never even said a word to her, but from 20 feet away, I was like, she's amazing. I love her.
This chick that worked at the Subway on Rio Grande Boulevard in Wildwood, she was like, I was maybe like 12 or 13 years old. I was a little under like where I should have been going to the comedy club with my dad, but I was going to the comedy club with my dad. We went to go see Florentine, and then afterwards, I was like, I'm really hungry. Like, what's the...
He's really good live.
Yeah, he's hilarious, man. He's
really good.
Really fucking great comic.
I mean, he's good not live, too, but I saw him live once.
I saw him dead once.
I saw him live once. Were you with us, or was it Aaron?
No, we went to the same block of shows, but on different nights, because I went with my dad. You went with...
I went with Johnny and Aaron, I think. And I've always loved Florentine on radio and stuff, but seeing him, dude, I've never seen any of his stand-up, and like...
He crushes.
Dude, like, he's up there with the other.
Yeah, he's like...
I mean, he's funny as fuck, like...
Well, we were at a show at the Casbah, and it was like in Wildwood when Wildwood had a comedy club. So like afterwards, like right down the street, Rio Grande Boulevard, like there's a Subway right there. And my dad's like, "Yeah, we'll just get you a Subway real quick." So I go in
fresh, buddy.
And there's this like fucking smoke show, like 20-something-year-old Russian chick that was working. It was just me and her in the Subway, and she was making fun of me because every time she would go like over a topping, and she didn't know the words for him, but she would just point and say like yes or no. Like she would say like. Yup, and she, yup, and I'm like, nope. And it's like, it was so fucking cute, but it was like, I could tell she was mocking me and being condescending, and it's like, oh, that makes you so much hotter than you fucking, like, soulless broad, like that's here.
Like Godfather.
You came here.
When when Michael Corleone goes to Italy. He's just like, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
No, it's his wife. He brings the Italian chick. Or no, that is when he's in Italy.
When they first meet, it's like this language barrier, like kind of like.
Yeah, that's my dad's favorite fucking part of that movie. Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday, Monday.
Boom!
I'm Enzo, the baker. No, stand here and look tough. The movie rules.
That's the best, but there is something nice about like that language barrier flirtiness where it's just like,
yeah, it got me.
Got me mocking you.
Got me a little trouble, you know. The language barrier really is hot to me.
Hell yeah.
You also told me one time, you said that like if you can like get a chick to swear at you in her native language, like if you're fucking her and you fuck her so good that she's like cussing at you and like Russian or whatever, it's like
talking about flirting and you're like, yeah, you get your dick in her fucking hole and you make her fucking say cabron.
Yeah,
you're fucking killing it.
Fucking, I'm not lying. It's the sexiest thing ever. It's so good.
I fucked like 5 chicks in my life and they all were English speakers. So
well, I was like flexing on like how many my body count was, and like I put the shame recently. I was like, she's like, it actually was like my count, like, and I was like, I think a junior in high school, and I'm like, oh, you are.
Don't talk to chicks about body
that's
count.
The other thing. Don't. It's never a fun.
Even if you're a stud like you and you got fucking high teens, that's nothing to a chick. It's just not. It's nothing. It's weak sauce. They're putting hundreds. They're Wilt Chamberlain in cock. Like they're just
put some serious mileage on that snatch
with ease, dude.
Ugh.
With ease. It's a different ballgame.
It is.
It's a cliche, played out topic, but
no, it's not. It's not really
harder for us to get laid than it is for chicks, and that's just it is what it is. If you don't like it, then don't listen.
I mean, no, it's a very fair thing. We've talked about the game, and I think the game is the biggest detriment to me because I don't want to play the game. Like I'm talking to a girl right now. She's 25, which is like cool, and like I don't mind that. Like there's an age.
The amount of effort that you have to put forth for about 15 minutes worth of sex is just like.
It's
the
not
payout isn't worth the.
Oh, dude, it's not. She's been like trying. She's like actually like got in her dating app profile that she's like she wants to humble me. Like that she's like I will humble you, and it's like everything she's thrown at me so far has been so.
Shut
like,
up, bitch!
I've told you, it's just been like asinine, stupid shit. She's like, oh, another white male with a podcast. And I'm like, what do you do?
I hate her already.
I do too. It's just great. I'm gonna
Everyone
just see
has a podcast. Well, where's your podcast?
That's just it. I was like, well, what do
You're
you
not
do?
Interesting and funny enough to talk in front of tens of people.
Dude, a dozen people on a good day. I put Jay's live set. I recorded it on the Blacktooth thing, so we have that. I'm hoping that'll like just direct some traffic.
This is a long-awaited episode. I've had some fans messaging me. Shout out to Seamer.
Yeah, Seamer gets on me. We're doing pretty good. We got how much time you got?
My shift ended, so I didn't even get mad. I picked up my phone like 10 minutes ago.
I'm not even mad.
I was just like, yep, you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
It for some reason, if you're not like paying attention to your phone, it'll just. We've talked about this here. It pauses your shift. If you don't catch it in time, then it ends. You get like 30 minutes. If you don't unpause, then it just ends your shift. It's basically just a way for them to boot off inactive people, which like I get. It's just I wish they sent you a notification like, "Hey, dickhead, you're paused." I didn't see any notifications.
Did you see that video
that was on
$0
today? I'm here to have fun. I'm here. We should go long. We might be able to chop it into 2 depending on how long we go.
Did you see the video of the TikTok video of the DoorDash driver that like delivered pizza to somebody's house? It was like, you live in a really nice house for a $5 tip. What the fuck was that all about? And then like
that guy's a douchebag.
Which the driver? Oh, okay.
A $5 tip is perfectly adequate depending on the mileage. So $5 tip. The base pay is usually $2. Can go up to like $3 or $4 depending on how long it sits. So like, let's just assume this guy was making $8. That's a perfectly. You're not going to become a millionaire off this shit, but depending. All right, so let's just say it was within 5 miles of the restaurant, whatever. That's. I'm not mad at all. That's a perfectly reasonable tip. I'm not expecting a $20 bill from every customer. How are you, as a delivery driver? How are you mad at a $5 tip?
I just thought it was an overreaction.
I'm not stoked, but I'm not like. I'm just like, yeah, that's what I expect. Like, that is an average delivery. I don't care if you're in a mansion. Like, to talk to a customer like that guy is a fucking clown. Like,
that's not like that. Like, people are mad about that in your community, right? Or not that community.
I don't think anyone gives a shit, really, because most DoorDashers are fucking clowns. But, yeah, the people who are, like, DoorDash YouTubers and stuff, they're like, yeah, that guy's a clown.
Okay.
You shouldn't talk to customers that way. Like,
I was gonna
that
say
guy should be deactivated. Like, he makes us who take this job, this gig, whatever you want to call it, who take this profession seriously, as serious as you can take delivering McDoubles. But I'm saying, like, people who treat this with a grain of professionalism, like, you make us look like clowns when you're like, you took the offer. You knew what you were getting paid before you even went to the store. So how are you going to complain to the customer who tipped you $5?
okay.
And in food, and DoorDash is the easiest of all of them. You like Instacart, it's a pain. I got to go in, I got to find everything, I got to check it out, bag it, load it, bring it to your house. Sometimes I got to bring it inside the house. That's different. DoorDash, all this dude had to go do is go grab a pizza off a shelf and drive. Like, it's monotonous, it's tedious, whatever, but it's not like you're slinging fucking sheetrock or, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that guy's, like, long story short, I think that guy's a clown for complaining about a $5 tip, because I get tips where they'll be like $2 or $3. Last night I got tipped $3 to bring 2 12-packs of Coca-Cola from Seville Acme all the way down by the prison. $3 tip. Now, face value, the offer came in at $17. I don't really care if DoorDash or the customer is paying me, as long as I'm getting paid what I think's worth my time. It took me about round trip, maybe 30 to 40 minutes, $17. I was like, that's fine. I'm shooting for 20 an hour, so, like, I'm well within that range. I mean, you have to, as a DoorDash driver, you have to take the offers at face value. Like, if you don't think it's worth your time, don't take it. Don't take it and then complain to the person in the mansion who didn't. Like, it's just like, who
okay,
the fuck do you think
made the
you
point. Are? I'm trying to get you to answer something though.
Okay,
like, okay,
sorry,
so
my bad.
No, like, so like when I delivered food, if you got a tip, that was like a bonus. But like you're incentivized because, like you just said, you could select which, like, you know,
it's
orders
different.
you take.
You're a W-2 employee when you deliver food.
Exactly, but like you have selectivity to it. Now, like, is there a way where they baited him into doing something better, but he's just not saying it? Like, what do you know why he would, like, because I've delivered food and I've never once has that crossed my mind to fuck with somebody and be like, you have a nice house. But like, is there like a way where he was deceived, or like I'm trying to think of an angle where this guy, like, not you, but like this guy might have been like in the right. Right. He's completely like it's all on
so
him.
the only way he's in the right if it was extremely high mileage.
Okay.
So if it was 12 miles, I think the range is up to 15 miles. So So let's say he picked that pizza up in Egg Harbor Township and he delivered it to Seville for a $5 tip.
That's annoying. Yeah,
but
he took it.
It's on him for taking it. It's not on the customer. The customer is already getting butt fucked. Like, you have to. I try as hard as I can not to do business with non-tippers, but I understand their aspect. Like, I'm paying a $7 delivery fee, a $13 convenience fee, a $5 service fee. Like,
why are you? If you're not going to tip though, why are you ordering out? Like,
because they're entitled. A lot of these people are entitled clowns who they don't believe in tip culture. I don't have to tip, so I'm not gonna. So it's just like, I don't hate those. I used to get annoyed. Like, the offers would come in, and I'd be like, "Fuck you." Da, da, da. Now it's just like, I just decline the offer and move on with my day. It's just like, I don't even care. Like, there's ones that come up on Instacart now where it's like 100 items. All right, that's 2 shopping carts. That's a 2-hour shop. Like, it's about a minute per item when you break it down. So like 60 items, it's kind of like on the larger end of what I want to do. It's going to take me an hour to shop this. It'll come in 100 items, 120 items. The payout will be like $10. $10 base pay, and then it says next to it, no tip. It's just entitlement. Like, it's entitlement or it's ignorance. A lot of people aren't watching GigTube. They don't know what we actually get paid. They probably think we're getting the whole delivery fee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you're ignorant and you don't know, like, I can't really fault them for it. It's just like, I'm just not going to deliver their stuff. There's never been a time, and partially it's because I know you'll get deactivated for doing it, but there's never been a time where I've, like, berated a customer, like, to their face. have I ever gone back to my car and been like, what a fucking clown? Like, that's when you do it.
That's what I think.
It's called customer service.
Yeah, like, because, all right, so, like, I just wonder because, like, it's been a while since I'm out of the game. But, like, maybe I'm, like, not seeing something here that would, like, and I'm just playing the devil's advocate or whatever, like, the delivery driver. Like, maybe I'm not seeing something from his end. If there was
a situation where, like, I've had people ask me to get them SIGs or ZINs.
Yeah.
Really not supposed to do it, but I've done it. And if this was like a situation like that where they're like, hey, if you stop and grab me a pack of Marlboro Lights, like I'll tip you an extra $10 in the app, and then they failed to do that, that's some scumbaggy shit. But like this was pretty straightforward.
I was gonna say it looks
a single pizza, a $5 tip on a pizza if the mileage was reasonable. Like, it's just because someone has a nice house doesn't mean they're obligated to like give you more money.
Yeah,
I've gotten some of my best tips in trailer parks. It's just like,
well. More what I'm hung up on about this is just like I said, like I'm trying to figure out if there's like some oversight or I've just been out of the game too long or like if it's like a scam or something. Is there like a thing where like you can like Cheyenne
you're saying like back your tip out?
Yeah, like
on DoorDash, no.
But like
on Uber Eats, it's a thing. They call it tip baiting.
Okay, so like
you'll get an offer for $20. So in your head, you're like, hell yeah, that's an $18 tip.
Right.
Like, fuck yeah. And then you drop it off. And you get paid $2, and they fucking deleted their tip. And they can do that with no repercussion whatsoever. DoorDash is the only one where what you accepted it at is what you're getting paid. Instacart and Uber Eats, they can change their tip up to like 4 hours after delivery.
4 hours?
And they can up it for up to 2 weeks. But it's either 2 or 4 hours they can drop their tip after the delivery is completed. Which, it makes sense. If you have a bad experience, you should be able to fucking...
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of DoorDash people, customers, they don't want to tip up front. They're like, why am I going to tip before service? I get it, but it's a different animal than, working for a Giuseppe's or a Vita Bella's. And you're getting paid a base rate of $10 an hour just to be there.
Yeah.
Us, we're not getting paid anything unless our wheels are turning. And the base rate is so poor. It's $2 a run. It's not good. And people will say like, "Oh, we'll take it up with DoorDash. Take it up with this." I'm not. What am I going to call DoorDash corporate and say, "I deserve more"? Like, it's just
I want to.
That's never going to fucking happen. It's
the thing like where
I don't care if people don't tip. I'm just not going to deliver your stuff.
I would see it being that person was justified is like, let's say I'm delivering for Vita Bella or Giuseppe's or whatever, and I go, it's a straightforward transaction in the same facet where it's like I have a pizza, one large pie. It's gonna be like $25 or whatever, with the delivery fee and inflation and everything. The guy hands me what he thinks is like 2 20s or whatever, but he actually hands me like a 20 and a 50, and like whatever, I'll take it back, get break change, give it to him or whatever. But I do it as if it's like 2-4, and then that guy like. Actually, I'm doing a fucking poor job of explaining this. Basically, the dude like makes change or whatever, and it's like the part where you're supposed to keep the big bill, take the fucking little bit in the change or whatever, and carry on or whatever. But like that would be like someone giving you the wrong bill and then being like, oh, I gave you a 20 when I was only supposed to give you a 5 or something like that, and then going like back and like making you give the tip back. Like I was wondering if there was like some kind of like retroactive thing like that, because then I would be fucking mad too if like I get there and it's like this person just pickpocketed me for $15. Like no. I would be like, go fuck yourself, you're a fucking cunt.
That video was DoorDash, and what that guy accepted that offer as is what he's getting paid. The only thing that can happen is it can go up.
Yeah.
So they do. I don't know why they do it. It's called hidden tips. Sometimes you'll take one for $7, you drop it off, and it's like $12. It's like, oh, the tip was actually higher than we told you. It's weird. They do it so you take. I think the reason they do that is so you take more of the lowball offers, gambling on the fact like, hey, there might be a hidden tip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just a scam. But no, that guy's a douchebag. There was another one that went viral this week. It was a woman dropping off to a black lady, and she goes to hand her the food.
That's a faux ranger.
She goes. It's like this fat white lady and this black chick, and it's like a pretty nice looking house. Like it looks like an Egg Harbor Township mansion, like one of these like mini mansions or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the lady's handing her the bag of fucking Popeyes or whatever, and the lady's going. I think it looked like a $5 bill, and she's going to hand her the $5, and she's like, sorry, I only had cash. Like I didn't tip on the app. And she was like, the dasher is like, no, like you keep that. And she looks mortified. She's like, no, like I want to make sure I tip you. Blah blah blah. And the dasher's like, I'm so sorry, like I can't take that from you. She's like, I didn't see a tip in the app, and I wrote a nasty note and put it in the bag, and the bag's sealed up, like she can't reach in and grab it back out. And the note was something like, lucky for you, I didn't bother the food, but please consider tipping your driver next time. It was just like real cringe douchebaggy shit. Like
that's double fucking.
Now these guys, the only scenario where like that kind of makes sense is there's a new feature on DoorDash called Earn by Time. So you're not allowed to decline offers. So that's where you don't even see what the offer's paying. You just see like the mileage and how long it should take. But Earn by Time, you get paid like $14 an hour per active hour. When you're sitting in a parking lot waiting, you're not getting paid. But when you hit accept offer to when you hit complete delivery, you're getting paid a rate of $14 an hour. Plus whatever tips.
So less than minimum wage probably.
Not great. Yeah, but plus whatever tips. But the thing is, they take advantage of the people using that. They send them all the no-tip offers because they can't decline them. So it's like, if you're doing that, you're dealing with a lot of non-tipping customers.
Is that like to mitigate? Is that mitigating?
It's
that,
trying to get. So DoorDash has an issue where a lot of orders don't get delivered because it's not enticing enough for a person to want to pick up and bring it to you. If it's showing up for $3, I'm not driving.
Why are you not fucking just going and getting that yourself too? Which
because people are lazy and entitled.
That's so fucking.
There are people who are disabled, and I deliver to a lot of elderly people on the grocery side, and I enjoy that. I like helping Grandpa get his fucking groceries into the dining room, and like
I don't. You should tip better.
They do. A lot of those people are generally very kind. They tip you on the app, and they throw you a 5 or a 10 for helping them carry it inside, stuff like that. But a majority of the people are just like ghetto, lazy, entitled fucking clowns. Like they
chicks
just,
and fucking Crocs with socks and fucking cookie.
And then they're the same people that'll be like, get a real job. Like it's just like, get a real car and drive to fucking Wawa. Like it's like, why am I bringing you your fucking Andy's Caps hot fries at 1 a.m. for no tip? Like it's just like, it's just a lot of it's just a service industry in general. Like even with waitresses and stuff, they deal with the same like people who just they're entitled to like service, and they think that because they don't have to tip they shouldn't or something. Like I was in the Pleasantville Longhorn Steakhouse, and I was next to these two fucking black people. This African American couple next to me, and we had the same server, and this guy was younger than us. He was great. A male server, that's a tough gig because it's usually reserved for hot chicks. This guy's fucking that's a tough gig for a dude. It is. Like you got to be charismatic and personable and stuff. And this guy was killing it. Me and Tina liked him. I already told Tina like before, like I'm gonna duke this guy like a 20. Like he was great. There was an error with our order. He hooked us up with some free shit. Yeah. Apologized sincerely. Like, and it wasn't even his fault. It was the cook's fault. Whatever.
He made it work.
The guy was great, and he was nice and friendly, and like I said, as a dude, that's a tough gig. And he was being great with the couple next to us, and like they wanted plasticware because black people don't fucking think that the silverware is dirty or whatever. Like they have all these weird specific demands, and they're running this guy ragged. They're complaining about everything, and he's going above and beyond. He's being great, and I'm watching him like really crushing it with them. And as he walks away, like the last time, we both sat at the same time. We're both kind of winding down at the same time, and they're like openly bragging and laughing about how they're not gonna tip him. Like, wow. Tip. Nigga should have stayed in school. I ain't fucking tip him. Like, whoa. And this guy, he was great at what he did. At minimum, he deserved 20%. Like, I think I tipped him like 30 or 40%. Like, but I felt they ended up leaving before us, and like I like flagged them down, and like I like hooked them the fuck up because I was like, I know they didn't tip you. Like they were bragging about not tipping you, and I was like, you were like bent over backwards for these people. Like that's not right. And like I duked them like an extra 10 or an extra 20 or something. Like. I felt bad for the guy, and like that is a small microcosm of like the scumbag, and it's not just black people. There's of all races of just scumbag. Like it's entitlement.
No, it's
unkind. Like,
you know who? All right,
make your own fucking steak if you don't want to tip someone to bring it to you. I know in your mind you're saying like, oh, all he did was carry a plate from one room to another,
which is where we're gonna end that because that's all that they do. I can't fucking with you, but no,
it's. If you don't like tipping culture in America, then like move. Like it's just like you're not gonna like buck the system by fucking over some minimum wage worker. Like
I really get irritated by the French Canadians because French Canadians do tip, like they do, but they tip in a way that is very cunty and condescending. They tip based on like not the servers
based on service.
It's not even a tip based on like the service. They like have like weird specific check boxes that they like. The atmosphere needs to be like, you know, not too loud, not too hot, or like, you know, shit like that.
Things
yeah,
that the server can't control at all.
It's like French Canadian shit. Like, just imagine like something benign that you think would be a non-issue, and it's like every time we get the Quebecois, it's like always a fucking problem. Like, oh, the sun's too bright coming through that window. Like,
I'm gonna take it out on this college chick.
So like that always is like where I'm just like, yeah, fuck that. But they're usually tippers. They just tip like 10%, and I'm like, at this point, it's like, get the fuck out of my restaurant. Like, but there's a difference between them, and then there's a difference between like when we got the people that were openly bragging a couple of months ago about how they're gonna leave us back, they're gonna review bomb us on Yelp, and that when the real manager shows up, everybody's getting fired. We had some guy tell us he knows someone around town that's going to shut us down, which this guy drunkenly bumped into one of the wait staff, which in all of the, you know, all kidding aside, yeah, don't put your hands on wait staff no matter how much you like or how much you dislike your meal or you think you're entitled to whatever. If, like, as a crazy kitchen person, the second you put hands on one of our waitresses or even waiters, I get to come out and beat you up, and it's
like the goalie in hockey.
Yeah.
Don't touch my fucking goalie.
Yeah, exactly. Like don't like they're, as much as I dislike them as people.
I hate them too. But that's mine to hate.
That's our idiot. Like don't touch my property. I pick them up like 6-packs. You're not allowed to do that. Yeah. Anyway,
you're coming from the heart, and you're just being so fucking like
rude and dishonest. Like, but it's like they know that like I love them, and then I'm just fucking mad.
It's like a love hate, but it's like,
yeah. But so
it's like when someone talks shit on your family, and it's like you don't get to do that.
Yeah,
like, I can.
Yeah.
You fucking hands off, buddy.
Exactly. You get the laugh, and that's about all. But yeah, so like this guy he didn't like shove her like to the ground or anything, but he was drunk, and he's like a taller than you, but like kind of like a like you know, like you get like above like 6'3", 6'4", you get kind of
top heavy.
Yeah, a little weeble wobbly. Yeah, so like he was like drunk and like fucking visibly like weeble wobbly, and it's accentuated because he's tall, and he just pushes right into one of the waitresses and then walks by like nothing happened, and she was like in the middle of doing something, like not like handling anything dangerous or like, you know, putting food on people's like table or whatever, but like was in the middle of like, you know, like it was completely uncalled for, and the guy was in the wrong. So when he came back, like all of us came out and just took turns fucking yelling at this guy because he's drunk, and it's like every time we get like words like hey, fuck you, you are a fucking ass. And like this other table was there. His table was mortified. They all got up one by one and left because this guy was paying the bill. And we're like, you can't put your hands on the waitress. He's like, I know one of the business owners in town, and he's going to have you shut down. We're like, I'll believe it when I say it.
Call him up.
I was like, I'll believe it when I say it, buddy. And he just like, he wouldn't take that like for an answer. He's like, no, my son knows so-and-so. We're like, we don't know who that is. And he's like, he'll have you shut down. I was like, well, when that happens, but yeah, till then you can't touch.
Do you know who my father is? Like, shut the fuck up. Be a gentleman.
He also got.
Can you imagine a world where you're being rude to like
college kids?
Just any server, any cashier at the fucking Wawa. Like, how many times have you gotten a fucked up order from Wawa? Either I go in and politely ask them to fix it, or I mutter about it in the privacy of my car, and I still eat it.
Yeah.
But like, I can't imagine me going in and being like, you guys fucking suck. Like,
I got
get over yourself. Like, you're not that important. I had a dude on Cinco de Mayo in Tacos El Tipico in Summers Point. It's like my favorite Mexican joint. I was picking up burritos for me and the missus on the way home from work or whatever. And there's this. It was busy. It's fucking Cinco de Mayo. And every fucking gringo in Atlantic County is ordering Mexican food tonight. Sorry. And he's like, I ordered this for pickup at 5 p.m. It is now 5:30, and no one's even spoken to me yet. And he starts screaming at them. He's like, ooh, I want a fucking refund. Fuck you. Like cursing them out. And now the restaurant's full of people eating too, not just takeout. And this dad stands up. He's got like 3 like 5-year-old boys with him. He's like, I got fucking kids here. Watch your mouth. And like this whole thing is tense. This incel dude's ready to fight a bunch of like short Mexican fucking chalupas. Like
that's completely unrelated matter. And now it's just like, you're taking my job.
Yeah, it was fucking nuts. But they ended up. He was like, I want the refund, and they're like, sir, like we can't issue a refund to your card. Like we're gonna give you cash, and that they had to call the manager out to approve it or something. He's like steam coming out. He's like, I want my fucking refund. It's ridiculous. And it's just like, grow up. Like, are you like? I have a very bad temper, but it's usually reserved for those closest to me or myself. Like, when it comes to customer service people and stuff, like,
no, I get
very rarely. I know I freaked out on the Wendy's worker the one time, but that was a work scenario. Like, if that was my own meal and they got it wrong, it should be like, hey, like, I ordered a spicy chicken. Like, can we?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Like,
there's no need for, like,
well, okay, so I lost
getting that belligerent at a server because something went wrong with your fucking dinner. Like,
I lost my temper.
You.
I lost my temper at TD Bank the other day because they did something cunty where there's like, they closed down at like 6 or whatever. But then, like, there's, like, 9 of them in there behind the desk. There's this fucking boomer guy. Like, dude, I lost it. You're going to savor this, too, because I really fucking... It was when I was fucking messaging you. But, yeah, like, I'm in the fucking vestibule. And it's like, there's 9 of them out there. And they could see me waiting to use the ATM. And it's this fucking old guy who's got... like a wad of $100 bills that he might have like chopped firewood or like, done some yard clearing or whatever. Someone gave him like, $1,500 to, fix something. So, but he's just covered in like dust and oil and stuff like that. So none of the bills are getting accepted into the ATM.
I've had that happen from simple rainwater.
And it's like,
that
dude,
machine's picky.
Dude, like, the etiquette is you try it twice and then it's like, hey, it's not going through. I'll back out and try it after you're done.
Yeah,
that's the etiquette.
Let's next guy
That's
go,
the etiquette. This guy tries 5 fucking times, and I'm like, dude, like, and I don't say anything, but like by like the 3rd or 4th time, I'm like,
you have every right to be angry.
So I go, I try to open up the door, like the glass door, because there's like 9 of them in there. And I'm like I was about to be like, hey, look, I just need to like make a quick withdrawal, like, and this guy's taking for fucking ever, and he was like only on like bill 6, like, so I'm like, this is still going. Door's locked. They all look up and start laughing, and then that guy looks over and starts laughing, and I was like, fuck you and fuck this shit, and just walked out.
Hell yeah.
And he's like still laughing at me, and like really,
though. You're not
really lost it. But then I messaged, like I was on Snapchat telling you about how I was like, I got like temporary plates on the fucking truck. I could just, remove those real quick, go back there, and then take that dude's dumb head and just bash it into the ATM. I just want to see his dumb boomer fucking jaw like hanging off by like a flap of fucking skin.
You have a right to be mad though because you're being laughed at.
Yeah, well,
see, I guess I kind of painted it with a broad brush, being like, I would never be rude to staff, but like, I had that one different Wendy's worker, but she was just real. She was just cunty off the beginning of the interaction. I was just like,
Wendy's a cunt.
It's just like, if I don't care if you're a server, if you're being like blatantly disrespectful and rude, like, then we could take it there. But like, generally speaking, like, yeah, the guy in El Tipico, the waitresses were being like nice. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Like, we're very busy tonight. And he's just like, fuck you, this is fucking bullshit. I want my tacos. Like, grow up. But when you're openly being mocked by staff and a fellow patron, I might tweak out too.
I think it was a little bit justified.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's like
100%.
It was not like just a.
You really said fuck this and fuck you. To the
I and then I yelled shit because I tried to pull the door instead of push it too. It was all at the same.
You probably
volume.
made that guy's day.
Oh, he was laughing his ass off. He's laughing his ass off.
Nobody got their feelings hurt.
Like I said, exactly. It was like at the end of the fucking day, the only person that was mad was me, and then I
and you feel stupid afterwards.
It's not that I felt stupid. No, I wanted to go back there and assault the guy. Like I really still to this day, I am jealous that I'm not doing this from a fucking orange jumpsuit through a glass window with you and a microphone on the other side calling me dumbass. But yeah, I would have fucking loved to have gone back there and just smashed that dude's fucking head or like beat him up. Like I don't know. Like don't fucking.
My intrusive is old men and women in the grocery store. When I'm in there, I'm trying to shop and get the fuck out as quickly as possible. Whether I'm working or I'm not. Like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't like the grocery store. Like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And you just get that geezer who's, like, perusing and, like, looking at every end cap and, like, riding down the middle of the aisle so there's, like, no room to pass. Every time I get the intrusive thought of just taking my cart and just, like, just fucking laying them out. Like, I don't know why. Like, I would never do it, but it's just, like... Oh, dude, after like 30 seconds of walking behind one of them, I'm just like, I want to run you off the fucking road right now.
No, I get it. There's this video of this Russian dash cam of this guy just plowing into an elderly couple and I guess their grandkids. And the grandkids just kind of bounce and get up, but the old people just fucking ragdoll. And it's not funny, but it's hilarious. It's like, wait. I know you.
For some reason, I don't remember you telling me that you had a fucking crab swirl at the TD Bank.
I did. Yeah, I had a massive fucking. I was livid. Yeah, I don't lose my cool.
That's a blue moon moment.
Yeah, I don't lose my cool. Like, well, that was like when Jamie and I almost started a bar fight, and Jamie had to be like, "Yo, this is not your job. Like, don't do that. Like, because it's his job. Like, his job is always like piss everybody off, and then he beats everybody up, and then I'd be peeling them apart." But like, no, it's like this one night there was this guy that clearly was like either a pimp or like some kind of representation for some escorts, and it was like him, his friend, and then like 9 just fucking scuzzed out, completely clapped out like multiracial chicks, and they're all at one end of the bar, and me, this kid Taylo, and Jamie were at the other end of the bar. And I don't drink rum and Coke, and it's like I think there's something about the sugar where it just got to me like that, like way too fucking quick.
They hit.
Dude, down 2 of these things, I'm like, I'm fine, I'm doing great. The next thing I know, I don't really remember too much of it, but this guy comes over to me and he goes, "If you're gonna keep talking that way about my fucking ladies, I'm gonna take you outside and I'm gonna curb stomp you." And it was like just that calm. And I was like, "Oh, I'm really drunk. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was talking shit." And he like shook my hand and everything was cool. He's like, "Yeah, just shut up." And I'm like, "Okay." And then apparently the next day I get the whole fucking lowdown that Jamie was like, I had way more than 2 rum and Cokes. I had like 9 rum and Cokes. I was literally
heat out hard.
I'm
in the pocket.
These fucking chicks are like trying to put music on the jukebox, and I'm just like, nah, like, not happening. They're not listening to Taylor Swift. They're like, we're not putting on Taylor. I was like, nah, they're not, just being completely obnoxious to them. Then at one point, the bar is just quiet. And I could tell that the guys are mad, but I'm way too blacked out to know what's going on. And James just was like, "Joe, like this, don't do this. Like you're not good." I was like, "Hey, bartender, can I have? Here's $50. Like, if they're gonna beat me up, could you just make sure I get a cab tonight?" And that set them off because they're like, "Oh, now he wants to go." They're like, apparently got on. So the whole handshake thing was like everybody else diffusing the problem that I caused, and then them being like, "Yeah, like shut up, kid. Like just leave us alone." And then they stood out in the parking lot for 2 hours and waited for us to come out, and we're gonna kick my ass. Fuck. I wish they did though. That would have been funny because I like such
I thought you were gonna say like we shook hands and then
everything was fine.
Walking away, you were like, "Fuck you, you fucking put," like that's when you really.
No, I was talking so much shit though because they have security cameras in there, and there's like a wall that had like a bunch of televisions on the one bottom side, like the security camera matrix was in there. I could see them in the parking lot like walking around, like they were walking around and hyping each other up at one point too. And just Jamie would go outside and be like, he's like not coming out, like you guys like get out, and they're like, "No, fuck him." We're like, wait till he comes out. And at one point I would just like open the door crack. I just open the door crack and be like, "I'm not coming out, guys," and they'd be like, "Fuck you." Like not like
what could
that.
you have said that was that bad? Like,
I was talking so much shit. I kept asking what time their fucking shift over at the men's club starts. Apparently it was like I spilled a drink at one point and I was like, "That's the only thing that's wet in this bar." Fucking bunch of dudes. Like something like that. Like I was not like, and I don't get like that, man. I
was almost drowned at the Wildwood Maurice Pier fucking water park
for talking shit.
I might have told this on here a while ago. I was like, me and Johnny were in like middle school, and these kids were probably like, upperclassmen in high school.
Okay.
And I didn't know what whores meant. I didn't know what a whore was, but I knew it was bad.
You knew it was bad.
I was 12.
You didn't have context to it.
No context. I just knew
it was just a bad word.
Chicks didn't like to be called that.
Okay.
And like, this older dude was like kind of picking on me and Johnny. Like he was just like some like Tuckahoe scumbag, just like
white
just
trash.
ribbing just 2 12-year-olds like frolicking in the fucking lazy river. Like what are you
peeing in the lazy river?
He wouldn't let it go. Like he just kept like coming for our neck. And then it was just like after hours of this like annoying fucking guy like teasing us in the wave pool or whatever the fuck. I just said something like. He said something like he's going to kick my ass. He was with 2 girls, and I was like, "Oh, what are you going to bring your 2 whores with you?" Like, I didn't even know what it meant. Bro, this girl's name was like Bianca Rose or something. She was some Philly trash. Like she ended up being like mutual friends with like the Cocadrillies. Like they were like, years later, like creeping on Facebook, I remembered her face, and like I found her through like social media, she was friends with like Mizzy Coke and shit. Like,
okay.
Some Philly fucking whore. She was a whore.
Well, because we got into a fight and then she blew all of us after.
No, I said that. I was like, oh, what are you going to fucking bring your 2 whores with you or something? I mentioned his 2 whores, and they were right there within earshot. the more buxom one, the fatter one, charged into the pool and like, grabbed my head and was like drowning me underwater. I'm 12. I'm sobbing. I'm getting beat up by a girl. She's punching me, trying to drown me actively, to the point where my mom had to jump in and like peel this chick off me. And this kid's cursing. The guy who's bullying at us is now trying to explain it to my mom, but he's dropping an F-bomb every other word. She's like, can you fucking lighten up? Like, these kids are 12 and you're fucking over here cursing. Like, chill the fuck out, dude. Like she knew that they were in the wrong.
Yeah.
But then she's like, well, what did you do? And I was like, I called them whores. And she was like, what the hell's the matter with you?
The mom started drowning me.
It soured the whole day.
Yeah, I bet.
This was, the casinos used to put on like a company family day for all their employees. Excuse me. They would rent out one of the Maurice Pier water parks. They would cater it. It would be like a whole family fun day. And then like it was the best. I look forward to it every year. And it would start at like 9 a.m. and it would wrap up at like 9 p.m. This is like 11 a.m. and I just ruined the entire fucking day.
Nice.
I was crying. I was scared. I got beat up by a chick and almost drowned. Like, dude, she was whooping me for like 2 minutes.
Damn.
Like a UFC round. Like it was just. I didn't get any shots in, and the worst part is my mom had to explain to me what a whore was like after the fact, and I was like, oh yeah, I could see how they wouldn't appreciate that. And then I was like the rest of middle school, like. I found them like through MySpace, like, and that they were mutual friends or whatever, and like I was just scared that I was gonna run into them again, like at like the Hamilton Mall or something, like some random place. Like I just like lived in fear of this girl like Bianca Rose, like
just beating you up,
fucking whooping my ass,
dude. There was
she could fight.
There was this guy. There's actually a couple of times I've done this. I've run my mouth and gotten like nearly beat up. There was this kid I remember on the Cape May Lewis ferry. You remember the summer ferry they used to have that had like the playground with the ball pit
like
in it,
kids night and shit like that.
Well, not even like kids night. It was just like the ferry that they run like in the summer, where it's like a bigger, more stable boat with like I don't know. So like
I'm sure, but like I don't remember it off the top of my head.
It had a playpen in it that had like a ball pit, and there was this like kid that was clearly like 4 or 5 years older than me, and he just was being like a fat, obnoxious piece of shit. Like he was just pushing kids around and like being a fat faggot. And I just like I remember I was on the slide, and the slide was my getaway, but I called him Mr. Fat, and that rubbed him the wrong way, and he started charging, and oh, sure enough, I got down the slide and ran away. But then, like, 20 minutes later, and it's not like I repeatedly called him this or anything, I called him it and then ran away. So I'm, like, hanging with my parents, and then this lady comes over and grabs me by my shirt, and, like, I'm right there sitting with my family, and she's like, oh, so you really think you can talk a bunch of shit to my son? And like my grandma, who's like Russian as fucking, probably drunk, like it's like, oh, what do you think you're doing? And then like the kid, like despite acting like an asshole, ratted on me of all because I called him fat.
He got his feelings hurt. He's
and
fucking fat.
Yeah, even though he's being a fat asshole. Yeah. So like, so like I didn't get to explain my side. Just same thing. Smacked
if he was
upside.
being nice and like helping little kids go up the slide and was being a nice guy, and you were like, hey, fat idiot.
No, he was like,
you're in the wrong. But if you're gonna be a bully, all cards are off the table. I can use any of your flaws against you.
Like, and I ran away too, which is even funnier. So he couldn't get his gratification of hurting me, so like, he had to try and fucking get my parents to do it. It's like, fuck you, you're a fucking cunt.
You're
like
pussy, dude. So
then there was another one too. What were you talking about right before, like the water park?
Where this hooker almost drowned me.
Yeah, some fucking lady in the night. There was a
white trash kid with barbed wire tattoos got his fucking hooer to fucking
drown me. No, I can't remember what the other one was.
I don't understand why some 17-year-old kid would want to be like, he like wanted to fight me and Johnny, and we were like 12. It's just like, can you imagine? Like,
I can't. Like
when I was a senior in high school, like I would just be like, have fun, kids. Like it would never be like, I'm gonna fight this little punk. Like, it's just like
I would have. It's like that.
What the fuck is wrong?
It's like that mutual. Like
he looked like Mike Fancher. Like he just looked like one of those like
like fucking barbed wire. Yeah. Oh my god, dude. There's like that fucking like demographic of like way emaciated, like daddy long neck looking skinny white dudes from the South with like a 350-pound girlfriend that they have to like soup their fucking truck up to fucking be able to accommodate. That's why all of them are lifted, because
that's why they got the Cali lean or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Carolina lean.
Carolina lean. Yeah, but there's like that demographic. All they want to do is fight. It's like, dude, like you might have like good hits or whatever, if you're not strong, like you guys can't fight. Like, I'm sorry, just stop it.
Even
like,
if you can, like, no one cares.
You're not Sugar Shane, and like you don't need to fucking like roll around in the dirt to make me respect you. Just like don't be a cunt. Like, how about that? Just don't be cunty. Like,
yeah, just be like a person.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck. I'm racking my fucking brain over this because there was another one where I got in trouble. Like someone said there was like a miscommunication where my parents like got all mad at me, and like it was like someone just like totally fucking got me hook, line, and sinker, like baited me into a fight or something like that. And then I was the one that got caught swinging or something. And like it's always that story. Like it's not who started it, it's who gets caught. Yeah,
retaliation penalty or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like that fucking shit. So yeah,
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but
yeah. Trying to remember what we got onto the water park. What were we talking about before the water park?
The people at the bar that wanted to beat you up.
Oh yeah. Fucking running your mouth at a bar is always that's like always the one that like it was a very rare occasion when it was. But I remember this one time I got kicked out of a bar in Raleigh. This wasn't the one I was going to tell, but this is pretty funny. We can wrap on this too because I got to fucking do shit in a little bit. But I got kicked out of a bar in Raleigh called London Bridge because it was my first day of work and I was up at like 3.
Falling down.
Yeah, I fucking fell over asleep in there. But yeah, I did. I fell asleep. I wasn't even drinking. I was the designated driver and I fell asleep on the bar and they kicked me out because you can't be asleep in a bar. So I'm out front and some guy just sees me get kicked out and he goes, "Hey man, can I get a cigarette?" And I get up and I like dust myself off. I'm like still dusting myself off. I was like, "Do I look like a fucking cigarette machine to you, buddy?" And it's like him and his buddy did the exact thing that you just said to do, which is like, "Whoa, is everything all right?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just fucking started a job and I'm having," and they're like, "It's okay, man. Like, we're here for you. It's all right." And they just walked out and carried on.
That goes one of two ways.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you get the wrong drunk and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck did you get?" Bishop. He's not gonna ask you.
Oh no, he's not. He's just gonna fucking punch. Like, that's just
cameras in them.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't realize that?
I just noticed that.
Yeah. Here, give you a little tutorial. Not you, stupid.
We're not done.
We're not done. Hey, Stundo, leave him alone. So
are you recording?
No, I'm not recording. You'll see. Hey, Shy, come on. Shy it. Yo! Don't be biting him.
Relax.
Don't be knocking shit over. Is that a fart or was that the chair?
It was the chair.
I was going to say, I thought it would be funny if you were ripping
My
him.
fart fucking apocalypse ended the last couple days.
So, you see it's like the little lights on?
I just noticed it. They're very discreet. It looks like the
fucking idiot.
It looks like
doing?
She like tripped. I like shoved her and then she.
No, I saw you were trying to get her off. She just fucking like rolled. Yeah, so it does that, and then
what does it look like from?
Show you
the Joe Pov.
Nice, good one, stupid. Come here, baby. Yeah, so it's gonna.
You're such a derp, Cheyenne.
I know, she's the worst fucking dog ever. I love her. She's a fucking pain in my ass.
That's how I felt about Rocky.
I don't know. Dogs are good. They're not bad. I like having a dog. I'd rather have a dog than not have a dog, but she's a fucking total, like every dog she sees, she fucking flips out. That's what sucks. Yeah.
I would get envious of the dog owners that could just bring their dog anywhere. Like I saw a person with a golden retriever walking around PetSmart and I'm like, my dog could never do this. Like they would just Rocky would flip out.
That's just it. It's like I love that she's good. Like she's good for the most part, but then she like breaks out because she doesn't understand. Like, hey, don't go full fucking retard when you're outside and can get hit by cars and shit. Like
she can just hurdle the fence. That's crazy. That's cool.
It is neat. Like
it's kind of creepy.
I'm using that to look up girls' skates.
I would never notice. The only reason I noticed is because the light caught it for a second, and I was like, "That doesn't look like the normal Ray-Ban." Like you know how they have those little things there. I'm like,
because you got yours in there, and I was like thinking for a second. I was like, "Wait a minute, did Jake get a pair?" Like, cause I know I mentioned these, and like
maybe recording me. but I'm recording you.
I'm also recording.
Recording for my own safety. I never got to circle back around to like final moments with
me, Mom.
You were talking. I was trying to see if like you had one where.
No.
I had like a storybook one where. So the second to last visit was when she was rallying. It was great. It was like it was a person I hadn't seen in like a year. Like she hadn't been that upbeat and herself in a long time. So that was great. I come back. She's in the coma. She's just asleep all night. I crash at the nursing home, and I wake up to the nurse she's like shaking me on the couch, and I was like, fuck, I missed it. Like she's dead. Like the immediate thought was like she's gone. Yeah. And she's like, get up, she's awake. And I was like, what? And I like stumble out there, and it was very brief, but it was just she says like, I love you, like can barely talk, and I was like, I love you too, me, Mom, and she was like smiled and like nodded, and then right back to sleep.
Nice.
She died like 2 hours later.
Aww.
And I'm like, I held her hand as she went, and I had that brief interaction. Like you can't write it better than that.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks for me. I'm glad I was there for her, but like that's like right out of a movie. Like person wakes up out of a coma, says I love you, and then dead.
That's really sweet.
That's like you can't
ask her anything better than that.
Yeah. Like for as horrible of a situation as it was, like it just I'm gonna have no issues with closure or anything like that. Like that is like right out of a script. Like
yeah, just like the one that I told you that I'm not allowed to tell on here. Fuck, is that funny? There's no way I could edit around it, but fuck, like
I'm a banana.
Jesus, I gotta edit that. All right, thanks for listening. Go fuck yourself. Stu, you want to plug Stu?
Fuck Stu. I'm done plugging him. He's a fucking pussy. No, I'm just kidding. Stewart's Handyman Service, 609-338-9427. If you need to have a funeral, Adam's Perfect in Northfield. They're pretty good.
Am I still doing Can Man? I don't even fucking know. I don't know. I
don't have much as far as plugs. Just if you're still here, you're still listening, thanks. I know we've been kind of spotty lately. I'm going to take the full blame. Joe's always more than willing to do it. It's just I'm working a lot. Yeah, so we got to do this more often. I have fun. It's
nice yelling.
Dare I say therapeutic. It's just nice to...
It's nice yelling at someone that's not your steering wheel.
Turning red for like 10 minutes and then laughing for 2 hours. I don't know why the gay thing... I was really mad.
Because you're a closeted homosexual. And
100%.
Yeah, I know. All right, so let's pop this off and get out of here. All right, thanks for listening. Go fuck yourself.
Love you guys.